Well, 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 well. I can't imagine what you guys would be doing here at 10 o'clock at night on a Thursday. Is there any gossip that you might be interested in? Any reason you've decided to join? So the thing is, I really do know why Adam Crigler left Tim Pool's show. Or I know what Adam said when he left because there's a little bit of a backstory here. So I was touring with the Walkaway campaign when Adam left Tim's show or was fired from Tim's show, depending on, I suppose, what point of view you want to take. And I, at that time, between the two of them, between the two of them in the grand dispute, I actually identified with Adam more. And that was a function of the fact that I found his story similar to mine. I was on a walkaway journey. I had left the Democratic Party. Adam had red pilled in the course of doing the show with Tim. And so I connected with his story more than I connected with Tim's. And so in the divorce between the two of them, I said I was on Team Adam. I know someone earlier, I wonder if it's in the chat. Yeah, Eric says, I remember the first show after Adam left, his name was Adam Crigler. I remember that too. I was watching that night too, and I was like, holy shit. I remember that I had like chit-chatted back and forth with Adam a little bit at that point. I didn't really know him. And I sent him a DM. I remember the day that that the grand dispute happened, and all of a sudden, right before the show was supposed to go live, there was just a message posted on like their YouTube page or something saying the show's canceled tonight. And like right after that, or either right before that or right after that, Adam tweeted out that he was no longer with Timcast. And I was like, what the fuck happened? And of course, it was none of my business. But I sent him a DM and I said, Adam, I don't know what happened and I'm not asking what happened, but I'm really sorry. Whatever it is, I'm just really sorry. And that was really the end of it. And Adam and I would talk every once in a while. And, he decided, of course, to start his own show. And it wasn't long like after this, I don't think. I don't really remember the exact timeline, if I'm honest. But Adam, fun fact, I was the very first guest that Adam ever had on his show. And um and what you don't know is that, or what some of you might not remember, is that the day that I was on Adam's show the first time as his like first ever like in studio guest or whatever, Adam had spoken at the Walkaway rally in Philadelphia, something that I got him invited to. I had DM'd him and I said, we're going to be in Philadelphia. Come and speak at the Walkaway rally. And prior to the Walkaway rally, me and Mike Harlow and Adam and Adam's lovely wife were hanging out in a hotel room. And Adam told us what happened. He told us. He told us his version. Now, of course, there's always two sides to every story. I have never told this story publicly. Will I tonight? I don't know yet. That's the truth. I want to manage expectations. I have never told this story publicly before. I don't know if I'm going to tell the story tonight. Part of my decision-making process depends on what Adam said in this clip. What I want to do is, I can't tell you how many people sent me this. And I was like, I'm going to watch it anyway. Why don't I watch it with friends? So what I thought we would do tonight is that I'm going to watch this. It's only 15 minutes long. So of course this reaction stream will probably take 2.5 hours. And basically I wanna see what Adam said, and I wanna compare notes with what Adam told me in private. Now, I wanna say this. Some might frown upon the idea of me telling someone's secrets publicly. I have mixed feelings about it myself. However, the fact of the matter is that I am not on speaking terms with Adam anymore because he fucked me over on his show live. I have never been on speaking terms with Tim Pool, so I don't really give a fuck how he feels about it, especially after Tim Pool decided to do a rant on his show about how no one had sent him the footage from the Dawn Bulldog of 8, and how dare you spam me and ask me to cover a story. I haven't seen the footage. Tim had been sent the footage. He had been sent the footage hours before that over 19 different platforms, and he went on his show and he had a hissy fit. And I could have forgiven the hissy fit if Tim had actually covered the story like a responsible journalist, but Tim elected not to. So I have no loyalty to either of these people. And in addition to that, Lydia and Carrie Smith have accused me publicly for a really long time of spreading this story. A really long time. And I don't like being accused of things that I didn't do. Mike Harlow was the one who spread this story because he was in the room with us. We both heard the same thing. I don't like being accused of things that I didn't do. I really don't like being accused of things that I didn't do for a full year. I don't like gossip being spread about me that isn't true. And at some point, it's like, if you're going to say I publicly did something, then I might as well just do it. But there is the more principled part of me that says, this is none of anyone's business. It's not really any of my business. I should not know this information. In any way should I know I should not know in any way what actually happened. And, you know, I have mixed feelings about sharing it publicly because, it doesn't feel right necessarily. It doesn't feel like a good thing to do. But I also think that I'm really tired of being lied about by this particular group of people. I feel as though I have now successfully divorced myself entirely from that whole fucking toxic community. I want nothing to do with any of them. I don't have any loyalties to any of them. And maybe it's time to talk. And ironically, what I said at the time when they started spreading all these rumors about me is, if I was going to tell it publicly, I'd make a video on my channel and make a boat ton of money from it. Well, I'm making a video on my channel. We'll see. We'll see how ethical I'm feeling tonight. Incognito says, to be or not to be, that is the question. We'll have to see. You'll have to stick around to find out. Maybe if I get a whole bunch of likes or a whole bunch of super chats, I could be enticed. No, I'm just kidding. Well, I mean, likes and super chats are always nice. But I'm not gonna say I want to be very clear about this. What I am not going to do is say, if you super chat me this amount, that I will dish the dirt and tell you the secrets. That's not the game I'm gonna play. We're gonna watch the video. And I am going to decide what I want to do as we're watching the video. And I will be deciding this in real time. I have not made up my mind yet. Maybe I'll just string you along for a little bit with the dirt. You guys know you love it. You know why you're here. So we're going to watch this video, guys, and I am going to give you my reaction to it, and I'm going to tell you if what Adam says in this video lines up with what I heard. No, Andrew, I am completely sober. I'm completely sober. I only have a sparkling water, a bubbly. And that's how it's going to go. But before we get into it, guys, I do want to just remind everyone of a couple community events that I have coming up. The first is Bitchcraft on the second Saturday of every month in my community, whether you're a local supporter or a Patreon supporter. We do a Bitchcraft call on Saturdays at 3 p.m., second Saturday of the month, where we bitch and we craft. All crafts are welcome in this call. You can knit, you can crochet, you can quilt, you can sew, you can draw, you can paint, you can clean your gun, you can do laundry, you can play video games, you can just come hang out with us. It is an open call for us to connect as a community. I really do believe that my community is the best community on the internet, not to brag or anything, but I really do think they're the best. Many of my community members are already in here tonight. And so if you would like to join us, this could be a great little introduction to what it's like. And plus you get to do some crafts. I will be working on knitting, of course. Knitting is the far most superior of all crafts, but I even allow crocheters into Bitchcraft. It's okay. We don't discriminate based on craft here. So we're gonna see how that goes. But that is gonna be on Saturday at 3 p.m. And then on Sunday at 8 p.m., John Morgan is hosting his very first movie night in my supporter Discord. We have been doing basically weekly movie nights for a while. We have watched, last week we watched V for Vendetta, of course. We watched 1984. We watched Soylent Green. We watched The Thing. We watched Poltergeist. We watched some great movies lately. And we've got, and Jennifer has a whole list of movies coming up. But John Morgan is hosting on Sunday. And that's going to be in the supporter Discord at 8 p.m. Eastern time. I will tell you how you get access to the supporter Discord in a second. But the last thing I want to tell you about is book club. We are doing, I never like to be too controversial, maybe just a smidge controversial. So we're doing Unabomber Book Club, and we're going to be reading the Unabomber Manifesto, Industrial Society and Its Future by Theodore Kaczynski for book club, which is going to be on December 3rd at 3 p.m. So there is plenty of time to get your book, to enjoy some literature, to think about some extremist thoughts that the government doesn't want you to hear. And then we are going to have an open discussion about it in my community. We do book club about once a month, maybe once every couple of months. We do them fairly regularly. And I think that this is going to be a really interesting one. I'm really looking forward to it. And so I hope you join us for that. Now, how do you get access to these wonderful activities, you ask? Well, in order to get access to these activities and all of my community events, to include 2 Zoom calls every single week that are private, that are unrecorded, that are our own safe space to talk. We do 2 Zoom calls a week and they last 3 to 5 hours. No joke. I have a real community. We really connect with each other. We talk, we support each other. It's actually like they have kept me sane. And the ways you get access to that are you can either become a member in my Patreon, anywhere from $5 a month all the way up to $250 a month, depending on how much you want to support me and what kind of swag and perks you want. You can get some cool swag, including the Mad Hatter Giving the Red Pill t-shirt or the Actively Unwoke sticker that are only available on Patreon. But if you don't like Patreon, totally understand. Not everyone trusts them. That's why I'm going to recommend my Locals community. Locals is the best place on the internet. We know we will not be banned. We will not be censored. We will be able to say whatever we want, talk about whatever topics we want. And my Locals community is very active. That's where I spend most of my time. And if you want to join that, that's $5 a month or $50 a year or making a one-time gift, whatever works for you. And all of those things will get you access to the supporter Discord, in which we do have our movie nights in our supporter Discord. It will get you access to join us for Bitchcraft on Saturday, and it will get you access to the Unabomber Book Club coming up next month on December 3rd. So lots of stuff going on in my Locals. By the way, if you're a writer, we also do a weekly writers group in my supporter Discord. And so if you're creative and you're looking to connect with other creatives for brainstorming or just ideas, and they do exercises, you can write any type of material you want. You can write fiction, nonfiction, whatever it is, and you can find help in my Locals community. And we're doing that in the Discord as we speak. Lizard says, Tim is kind of clueless. I don't think he missed you on purpose. He also gets a lot of messages, especially on Twitter. No, Tim did miss me on purpose. I know that. I know that because I super chatted him repeatedly while he was looking at the super chats. He knew he had the material. He chose to ignore it. One might call it not an act of journalism. Maybe I'm more of a journalist than Tim Pool, who knows? And then Emphasize says, this sounds like the attitude of a victory lap. Emphasize, that may be. That may be. Incognito, should you mention about Carrie? Carrie can suck a dick. Carrie can suck a dick. We're not talking about Carrie tonight. I don't really care. All right, guys. Let's do it. Let's do it. Please mount that like button for me. We don't smash the like button on this channel. We mount the like button on this channel because we are not children. And we're going to get this party started. And like I said, for people who have just joined, I know why Adam left Timcast, because Adam told me like 3 days after, not 3 days, a couple weeks after it happened. So I know what the real story is. I've never told this story to anyone, and not to anyone. I have privately told this story to like my husband and stuff, but like I have never publicly told this story. And any public mention of this story didn't come from me. It came from the fame whore Mike Harlow. And so I'm just going to compare what I was told with what Adam says on this show, because I have no allegiances to any of these people and I have run out of fucks to give. So let's get this party started.
And that's how Timcast IRL started. I mean, technically it started years before. And then, I started the show with him and it went viral. Like, we were absolutely crushing it. And then some things happened and I was fired from the Timcast show in August of 2020. And
Why does Adam look like a homeless person? I'm deadly serious. I have not watched Adam's stuff in basically since the last time I was on his show, because I was so pissed about what he did to me that time I was on his show that I haven't watched any of his stuff since. Why does Adam look like a homeless person? Is this what Sweden does to people? Wherever the fuck he is. Gray Talon says, when did you learn that you were blamed for sharing Adam's revelation and figure out it was Harlow that was the one who was spreading it? Well, I know it was Mike Harlow that was the one who was spreading it because Mike Harlow was the only other person in the room when I was told. So I know where it came from. I mean, unless Adam was going around telling everyone, and maybe he was, I have no idea, but I know it didn't come from me. So, I mean, and when did I learn I was blamed? I learned that I was blamed for sharing it when Carrie Smith started smearing me all over the internet 2 fucking years ago. So Carrie Smith is always deeply involved in any of this stuff. Carrie Smith is delusional. Carrie Smith has a undiagnosed dissociative disorder in which she has convinced herself that I was her abusive mother. And because Carrie Smith legitimately thinks that I'm her abusive mother, she thinks that anything that she can do to destroy me destroys her abusive mother. It's really effed up. I'm convinced it's an undiagnosed dissociative disorder. It's been going on for 2 years. Anyway, I found out that I was being blamed when Carrie Smith, who is Mike Harlow's best friend, started spreading around the internet that I was the one spreading the story around when I never did. I don't like being blamed for things I didn't do personally. That's just me. But yeah, Adam looks like a homeless person.
I really love being on stage. I love the people that followed me. I mean, there was a lot of people that supported me immediately after it all happened, and I have a pretty successful daily show. I mean, I am not getting the numbers that I used to, and I also know that YouTube, like we talked about algorithms and how it pushes you down, and it's like I think I'm doing as well as I am because of the people that support me. Because they show up for me and they look for me because they know I'm going to be live with or without notifications. They're like, all right, I know Adam's going to be live. I'm going to his page. So I don't know. I'm very grateful for the people that follow me, and I really love what I do. It's a lot of fun. I get to read about a lot of stuff, sometimes I'm frustrated by what I'm reading, but then I get to talk about it. And I've just cranking it out now, you know.
That must have been tough. Departing from Timcast, man. I'm sorry you went through that, and we don't have to talk about it any more than the extent that you feel comfortable.
I mean, I didn't want to end the show. You know, I didn't want to leave.
Okay.
And that's how Tim.
Okay, let me say this. Adam has been fucking dying to say what happened. Adam fucking loves to hint around this stuff. I've heard him hint around about it on his show. I've heard him hint around about it in private. I've heard him do stuff. Adam is fucking dying to say what happened. And the reason that Adam is, well, I'll drop a little bit of tea. The reason that Adam is dying to say what happened, and probably why he chose this timing to talk about it, is that Adam hates Lydia. Hates Lydia. With the fire of 1,000 suns, Adam hates Lydia. Adam thinks that Lydia is a manipulative bitch. Now, I dislike Lydia for different reasons than Adam. I dislike Lydia because Lydia spread lies around the internet about me, and I generally frown upon those things. But Adam hates Lydia on a much bigger level than I hate Lydia.
Timcast IRL started. I mean, technically, it started years before. And then,
I think I accidentally restarted
started the show with him. And
hang on.
I didn't want to stop the show. We are not friends.
Timcast, man. I'm sorry you went through that.
I accidentally
we don't have to
restarted
talk about it any more than the extent that you feel comfortable.
I mean, I didn't want to end the show. You know, I didn't want to leave. A lot of people.
Are you still buddies with him?
No, we haven't spoken in I don't know, probably a year now. I don't know. We don't talk.
Sorry to hear that, man.
I'm not. He basically made it clear to me that we are not friends. So I'm not. I don't. I'm not a victim. You know, I don't have a victim mentality. I absolutely love my life. I love where I am. I have my own house now. I have my own show. I have my own audience that supports me. I have people reaching out to do interviews with me, which is really cool. You know, it's I couldn't be happier. I did.
I didn't know that they weren't friends anymore. They were still friends after Tim fired Adam. They were still friends for a while. Now, I think it was always kind of a little weird, especially when Adam was still like living in the same place. I think there was definitely tension, but there was also an episode that I was on of Adam's show because I used to be on Adam's show like regularly. There was an episode that I was on that Tim came into Adam's studio while I was on the show and gave Adam like a really expensive bottle of whiskey, and they were still acting like they were friends. So I don't know what happened or when they stopped being friends. I have no idea, but you know, so the last time I knew, they were still on good terms. So that's new information for me. James asked, Doc, what made Lydia leave Timcast anyway? Is it really to start a family? I have no idea. I know why Adam was fired from Timcast because it happened in 2020, and I happened to be in person with Adam a few weeks after it happened. So that's why I know that, but I don't have any involvement with that crowd at all, and I don't want any involvement with that crowd at all. I find them all to be snakes, to be honest, and children. And I have absolutely no idea why Lydia left. My understanding is that Lydia left to go prepare for the Civil War or something, which is about the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. There's not going to be a Civil War. Anyone who tells you that there's going to be a Civil War is drastically overestimating the motivation of the political right to get off of their chairs and do the most minimal of activism. They won't do it. Let's see. Yeah, I was seriously about to sleep, and now I'm stuck staying up for internet drama from my last favorite time on YouTube, RIP World before November 2020. I'm sorry. No, it wasn't Departure Whiskey. It wasn't. They were still friends at that time. All right, let's keep going.
Didn't want to stop the show. I think that him and I together offered a really good balance
Hang on.
between.
There is a question that I actually do want to answer. Sometimes, guys, if you say interesting or funny things in the chat without it being a super chat, I'll put it on the screen anyway. So Based for Life Radio says, if Adam genuinely apologized to you, would you forgive him? Yes, of course. I don't hold grudges against people. And if people genuinely apologize to me for doing something stupid, which Adam absolutely did, I would absolutely forgive him, 100%. Now, would I ever do anything with him again? No. You can forgive, but not forget, man. And Adam not only threw me under the bus with horrible, horrible, horrible people, which there's like a 7-hour stream on my channel. If you want to know why I disconnected from Adam Crigler, there's like a 7-hour stream on this channel that will explain it to you. But then after I did that 7-hour stream, Adam went on a tirade about me because I told the truth and I caught him in the act on that stream. And he lied about me then too. And he did his best to smear me, as that whole little community does. And so I would never trust him again, at least not for a really long time. But would I forgive him? Yeah, of course. We should always forgive people. What finally happened to the dream coat that you were knitting for Adam? It's still not done. I never finished the dream coat. It's sitting downstairs on my coffee table. And the reason I never finished it is, and I do actually want to finish it. I'm like this close to being done it. I just really need to put on the trim. The reason that I haven't finished it is knitting is like a personal thing. It's like you're creating something out of nothing. And for me to like put energy into something that would give me bad feelings or bad memories, it's hard for me to do. So I do actually still have it. I am going to finish it someday. And part of me too is like there's parts of the dream coat that like I kind of want to go back and like rip it all out and change some of it. But I also don't want to, because that would be like a lot of work. Because I was knitting it for Adam at the time. If I was knitting it for someone else, I would have made different choices about the colors, but there's parts of that dream coat that are so good. I'm like, I don't want to, So we'll see. I haven't decided what to do with it yet. The answer will make itself clear at some point. Dragonwater said, my Carlin was correct payment just for funsies. Thank you, Dragonwater. Thank you, Dragonwater. Lydia got a divorce and then remarried. So, fun fact, here's another little bit of tea. Lydia was married and no one knew it. This is way back in the day. It is my understanding that in the early stages of Timcast, no one knew Lydia was married. Read into that what you will. But then there was a divorce, and now she is remarried, and I genuinely hope that Lydia is happy.
Of opinions, right? You know, we didn't often agree, and that's what created such a good dynamic between the two of us.
Sure, I enjoyed it.
Thank you. And I don't know, it's not what he wanted, clearly. You know, I think that well, I think that I made him uncomfortable live, and it's not what he wanted. I think he wanted to be surrounded by he wanted to be the smartest person in the room. Well, good for him. You know, he has.
I agree with Adam on that. I agree. Tim surrounds himself with people that allow Tim to be the smartest person in the room. I 100% agree with that. You know, it's funny. I was watching just because I wanted to see if Tim actually put on his big boy pants and covered the Don Bulldog debate story that I handed him on a silver fucking platter. He did not. But I did watch Timcast IRL, I think for like the first time in months, on Friday of last week and on Monday of this week to see if he would. And he had a guy on the show, Owen Cook. Is that his name? Whoever was on Tim's show on Monday, the dude. I liked him a lot, and I thought that he was way too smart to be on that show. Owen Cook knows what's up. And I was actually really surprised to see him on the show because he is so much smarter than Tim. But I guess he probably was because he knows how to flow with Tim. He knows how to play the game. Adam doesn't know how to do that. He doesn't know how to flow and to like there was always like a power struggle between Adam and Tim. And I don't think Tim likes that. I think Tim likes to be in charge. I think he likes to be the one that knows everything, the one that people are going to for answers. And I don't think that he liked that Adam frankly questioned him. Let's see, I got a super chat. Naruto, did you see that the quartering has turned on the Daily Wire over a Twitter blue statement? No, I did not. I don't pay attention to any of this stuff. I don't pay attention to the quartering. I definitely don't pay attention to the Daily Wire. I would like to know what what happened. Like what is their confusion about? You pay $8. By the way, fun fact, I was a Twitter blue subscriber before all this. And not only can I not like Twitter had before Elon Musk bought Twitter, Twitter must have put my account in some maximum quarantine state because I cannot even give them money for that blue check. I was like all ready to go. I'm like, check me, Twitter, check me, Twitter. I cannot give Twitter money for that blue check. I also am barred from spaces. I can't even join spaces at all. I can't turn my account into a professional account. I can't monetize my account. Twitter has me in some ultra quarantine space where I literally cannot interact with their system at all. I'm working on figuring it out, but I have no idea what's going on with this quartering thing. Let's see. I don't believe he was forced to sign an NDA. I never heard anything about an NDA if he was. Let me see. Adam was let go because he went full MAGA and disrespected Tim, who wanted his show to be neutral. No, this is completely not true. This is completely wrong. This is not correct. In any way. And let's be honest, Tim is full fucking Republican now. Tim is a full-blown Republican. I know, Phil, you gotta check before I did. My actively Unwoke account has a check, but my main account is in Twitter maximum quarantine. My check isn't showing on actively Unwoke anymore? What? Seriously? Hang on, this is more of an emergency than entertaining you guys. Hang on, I already paid them $8. What the hell? No, it is, bot. You're a liar. Liar, liar, pants on fire, bot. Tim is a big D in disc. Yes, he is. Tim is a DC in disc. The quartering lost me at profit off swatting. I don't know what that means. Oh, profiting off of swatting? Did he say that Tim was profiting off of being swatted? I have no idea what that means, emphasize. No, it's there. This is never going to happen. This is never going to happen for 27 different reasons. I was in a panic. I was like, I paid them $8. Why are they quarantining my other account? Anyway, let's go. Let's keep going.
As that now, and I never want to be the smartest person in the room. I
Bullshit.
think that's such an arrogant style of being, to require that and surround yourself.
Adam would never be the smartest person in the room because Adam is not as smart as he thinks he is. Don't get me wrong. I think everyone has their own brand of genius. I really do. I think that there are things that Adam is amazing at, skateboarding, modeling, but in regards to like analysis of current events, he understands more than most. I'm not saying Adam is stupid. I don't think that Adam is stupid, okay? Adam is like above average on like analysis of current events, but he is not the smartest person in the room. I'm sorry. Tom J, thank you for the super chat. Milo was great on Timcast last night, and Tim, Luke, and Ian just shut the fuck up and let him talk the entire show. Wow, that must have been nice. My only complaint was they didn't bring up the Lawrence Southern video. How is that possible? That's just irresponsible. Why wouldn't they bring up the Lawrence Southern interview? Oh my God, that would have been like literally the only thing that I would have been interested in asking Milo. Emphasize says the quartering was fishing for subscribers during one of the seasons at the Cast Castle by sending huge super chats. Really? I hate content creators. I understand that's ironic. I'm on YouTube right now watching and reacting to content creators and talking about content creators. I cannot stand these people. None of them. I don't think I'm better than them. I don't think there is such a thing as better or worse, good or bad. I don't understand them at all. I don't understand this world at all. Yeah, Milo is absolutely gay. In no universe is Milo straight.
Self with people that are less than, it's like I want to be surrounded by people that make me better. Tim, I owe a lot to Tim because I didn't know anything when I started that show with him. I was not political.
Sure.
I didn't pay
Well, I
attention.
mean, he's like a locomotive. I mean, you just can't stop him.
I know, yeah. And I don't know anyone who works harder than Tim. He's a workaholic.
I will always give Tim credit for how hard he works, by the way. I think that Tim Pool has earned absolutely everything that he has. The guy busts his ass. No one can question Tim Pool's work ethic in terms of how many hours he puts in. All right, got a couple super chats. You guys are asking some saucy, gossipy questions tonight. Gray Talon wants to know, do you touch base with Carter on Safe Space since he sued Carrie? I have exchanged messages with Carter here and there. And I always liked Carter more than Carrie anyway. And I was really happy to see that Carrie left Unsafe Space. And as soon as Carrie left Unsafe Space, I contacted Carter to give them the Unsafe Space handle on Gitter that I registered purely to toy with Carrie because she was pissing me off. And so I have we've exchanged messages. We're not friends. I haven't spoken to him in a while. I know he doesn't want to be in the middle of anything, and I don't want to drag him into anything. I completely support Carter in suing Carrie's ass for defamation because Carrie is a goddamn fucking nightmare. And she's been a nightmare to Carter and to Unsafe Space, and she's been a nightmare to me. And so I am fully supportive of him suing her ass, and I wish he had gone farther than he did. That's all I'm going to say. Tom J, maybe they brought up the Lauren Southern video on the paid after show. Maybe. That could certainly be.
And I think he needs to tone it down a little bit, but I mean, we don't talk anymore. So like, honestly, I don't even care anymore. Like I'm just focusing on my life. So
yeah.
Then why are you still talking about it, Adam?
How did it blow up? I mean, I know that a lot has changed on these platforms since 2016. It seems like after Cambridge Analytica, all the social media platforms just went like buck wild in terms of updating terms and monitoring content. And I don't know if it's it was caused by Cambridge Analytica, or it's just sort of a coincidence that there was that sort of correlation. It appears that it catalyzed that behavior from these platforms. But how was it that Tim Pool and you were able to just start doing a fucking podcast and blow up? Because a million people have tried and failed, and obviously the content's great, but there's a lot of people with great content that don't get the exposure.
Well, it was a combination of multiple things. Tim is obsessed with understanding the algorithms, like obsessed. Things needed to be perfect. Things needed to go out on the correct time. Things needed to be, I know the style, or I know what he does to, like, I don't want to say manipulate the algorithm, but use it to his advantage. And and he'd been working YouTube for almost a decade at that point. And that, coupled with the fact that I didn't agree with him, that because Tim Pool was.
So I want to say that Adam used to tell me that after every live show, Tim would like instantly be digging into the data and instantly be looking at the data and looking at like how many views, how many super chats, all that stuff. Like, and everyone does that to a certain extent. I mean, I don't even pay attention to the numbers at all, but like, I'm not a normal creator on YouTube. But like, the way Adam explained it, it was like Tim was obsessed with knowing the data. And I'll say this too. I know someone who, I know many people who've been on that show. But there's one person in particular, and I'm not going to say who it was. But she went on the show and Tim used the phrase anti-white which if you don't know, anti-white is a phrase that is barred on my channel because it is related to extremely horrible, toxic people. So do not use anti-white in my chat. Do not use anti-white on my channel at all. I will ban you immediately. But Tim purposefully used that phrase in a thumbnail, and it made her really uncomfortable because he was like, this is how we get more views. We have to use these terms. And I was like, that was one of the points where I started really getting turned off to him, because it was like he was pandering to the most horrible, toxic audience that you can possibly pander to strictly for views. And I was like, really? You can't use something else? You can't sacrifice a couple of views and use a different term that is not associated with horrible, toxic people? And it made my friend really uncomfortable at the time that it happened, but it was his show. She couldn't do anything about it.
It's already well known, right? And then finally, you have a live show where you can communicate with him, where there's someone else there that's actually actively dunking on him, and like the chat's like, finally, someone to tell him no, right? Someone to like say the things that other people have been wanting to say. Like, I don't agree with you, Tim, and I often didn't agree with Tim. I have a very strong standpoint on whatever I think about, right? I always take a stance, and I'm okay with that. Whereas, you know, he's famously a fence sitter and wants to be like thread the needle. And it's like, it's very hard to be non-biased nowadays.
The way that Tim is non-biased is he chooses what stories he talks about. Tim is playing to conservatives who believe they are libertarians. There is a big difference between conservatives who believe they're libertarians and actual libertarians. I have now been entrenched in libertarian culture for over a year and a half. I live in the libertarian homeland where all the most badass libertarians live. I was the Libertarian Party of New Hampshire nominee for governor. Those are the most badass libertarians on the planet, the most base libertarians on the planet. I have been deeply involved with the Libertarian Party since I joined it a year and a half ago. People who are involved in the space that I'm in, bear no resemblance to conservatives who believe they're libertarians. And it's the conservatives who believe they're libertarians that Tim Pool plays to. He's not non-biased. He actively panders to conservatives and conservatives who believe they're libertarians. Hang on, I just saw a super chat come in, so I'm going to wait for it. Does the Democrat phase white replacement? We don't use that phase. Emphasize. I'm not fucking around. You like to be a troll in the super chats, but don't do that again. I'm not joking around. I'm not attracting those people for your $2. It's not worth it. And one of the reasons that I don't think that Tim covered the Don Bulldog story is he didn't want to piss off conservatives. I'll say that flat out. The Don Bulldog debate story, if you don't know, there's about 1 million videos on this channel of what happened. The Don Bulldog debate story was real news. Tim didn't cover it because he didn't want to piss off conservatives and Republicans right before the election. That's why he didn't cover it. Let's just be blunt about it. That's why. He's got to suck up to Big Daddy Elon Musk for like the 87,000th time instead.
It's almost no such thing. Like, no news is really non-biased, right? I mean, it's there is some, very rarely do you find a site just specifically tell you the truth of what's happening without adding some sort of racial bias or skewing it in a certain way. And sometimes Tim can handle that or do that sometimes, but when it comes to certain aspects of politics, for example, I was very pro-Trump, right? I was like, he's the only answer. Like, we need, like, he has been doing a great job. After I did a deep dive on Trump, and I learned a lot about like his family life, but also his policies. And I'm like, damn, he's actually like a stellar president. Like, imagine if the entire government wasn't actively trying to ruin him. Imagine how much better America would have been then, right? And I don't know. It was just kind of people were thirsty for knowledge as well, and Tim is very knowledgeable about a lot of things. His facts, not his opinion.
Hang on. If you want to know what the Don Bulldog debate story is, I have like 4 or 5 videos on it from last week and this week. I just like go and watch those. Okay, the too long didn't read is Don Bulldog went all over conservative media right before the election saying that he was assaulted by a libertarian in the parking lot outside of the debate. He said it on the debate stage that he was assaulted by a libertarian and that all this political violence is awful. He also then got it covered all over conservative media, except that it didn't happen. And we have it on video from 3 different angles that it didn't happen. And I have all that stuff documented in the prior streams that I've done. So I'm going to direct you over there to watch them because the election is over. I can't talk about that story anymore. And Don Bulldog lost, and he damn well should have because he lied. Yes, Don Bulldog did one of those fake injury moves that you see in soccer games. He fell down like a European soccer player.
Talking about like what he factually knows. So a lot of people came to him for that. And then so the podcast, the dynamic that we brought to the board made it more explosive because not only were people getting that knowledge from Tim, they were getting, we had a friendship, we laughed a lot. I made fun of him all the time. He would poke fun at me and it didn't matter because we were friends and we disagreed a lot and we were still friends. Right. That was like and I actually told him after he fired me, I was like,
yes,
the shittiest part about this is you're proving everyone that you can't have civil discourse. You can't disagree with people because you're firing me. It's basically disproving that. Like we've been showing everyone that we can disagree.
Tim did not fire Adam because Adam pushed back on Tim. Now, I'm not going to say that was not a mitigating factor. I think it probably was a mitigating factor, but that was not what precipitated Tim firing Adam. It was not about Adam telling Tim he was wrong live on the internet. It was not the primary reason that was articulated to me anyway. Maybe a secondary, maybe Tim was pissed off about what the primary reason was. And then in addition, he was pissed off that Adam was questioning him live on the internet, but that was not the primary reason. I still watch Tim, but it depends on his guests. He can shut the fuck up about his music, though. It's fine for him to make music, but lay off mentioning it every time he does a news segment. I'll say this about Tim's music. I don't think it's very good. And I like emo music. I really look at my hair. I like emo music. However, even though it is not my personal cup of tea, I really like that Tim is making music. I like that he's sharing that with the world. I like that he's pursuing his passions. I don't have to personally like his music to say, you know what, good for him. That must not have been an easy thing for him to do. And, because it is so different from how most people know him. To know him as like the singer of a band after he's just been this kind of like YouTube guy forever. I think it took balls for him to do it. And if people enjoy it, then good for him. What was the main reason? I may or may not tell tonight. You're going to have to wait to find out. I haven't decided if I'm going to tell yet. We'll see. We'll see. Let's see. Who's going chicken hunting? We's going chicken hunting. Who's going chicken hunting? We's going chicken hunting. Yeah. I'll take ICP over Tim Pool every day. Sorry, Tim. Tim should make a lot more music, good or bad. I agree with that. Again, I genuinely love that Tim is making music. I think it's great. Okay, guys, if you just joined and you're wondering what the story is, at the beginning of the stream, I said that I didn't know if I was going to say it publicly yet. I'm kind of deciding on the fly. You're going to have to wait and see. I truly don't know. But what I will do is confirm or deny what Adam says in this, and I will tell you what the truth is that was articulated to me at the time. What? Do we have any juggalos in the chat besides Phil and I? Anyone else? Yes, I have gone to the concerts. Yes, I have gotten covered in Faygo from the time I was 16 years old. I am not going to, this is not a pay to play thing. Listen, I'm not going to turn down your money. I'm not going to say no to super chats, but I want to be very clear. I am not doing a pay to play. And if you guys want to send me in super chats, that's great. I will welcome them. I mean, I'm not saying in Mike Reese, no, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm not going to do a pay to play. If I feel like telling it, I will tell it. I'm debating in my head. Faygo is the rite of passage.
Disagree, and it at the end of the day, we're still good. And he basically shit on that, right? And I have actually never said that about what happened, but
that's not true.
It's true, you know. That's one of the biggest things that why I didn't want it to end, because we were showing people what civil discourse looked like. And we disagreed all the time, but then we still jammed out every Friday. You know, we had like some jam nights where he would play some songs, I would play some songs, and it was cool, right? We still laughed about stuff. So
yeah. So I'm going to ask this question, and obviously you don't have to answer it, but I'd be remiss not to ask. It makes sense to me that, you know, if someone's trying to build a personal brand and scale a podcast, it makes sense that to me why they would be particular about who they have co-host their show and how it makes them look, and whether or not they're, I don't know, it's a conflict of interest to have somebody that's not disagreeable, but, you know, disagreeing with you all the time. But that doesn't explain to me, like you said, like why the friendship was extinguished. You know, why wasn't the conversation just, hey, this isn't working out for where I'm trying to take the show, but I'd still love to be friends? Like, why did it just...
Adam and Tim were friends for a long time after Tim fired Adam. Any idea that Tim fired Adam and they broke off their friendship is untrue. Adam was still living in the house when they lived in New Jersey. And when they moved to Maryland, Adam had the whole in-law suite. And that was I don't remember exactly when that was after Adam got fired, but they were friends for a long time. They were literally living in the same house. I never understood, by the way, like that house was like a frat house. I never understood the appeal of that personally. Revco, love him or hate him, Tim is right about winning the culture war. If we do not take back culture, the right will be taken down by 1,000 cuts. Well, yeah, that's true, but the right doesn't have any interest in changing the culture at all. The only people who can possibly be successful at changing the culture are the libertarians. The real libertarians, not the conservatives who think they're libertarians, the real libertarians. And that's the truth, guys. I've been in this game for 3 years. I've been deeply embedded in it. I understand all the different groups. The right will never do what is required to change culture. It will not happen in our lifetimes. No offense to anyone here who is conservative, but you guys never do anything. It is pulling teeth to get the bare minimum of engagement. So the right is not going to change culture. It has to be the libertarians. The orgy house. What an interesting clue as to why Adam was fired from Timcast. The orgy house. Indeed. Indeed. Let's keep going. Guys, please mount that like button for me if you have not already.
Why was cold turkey just kind of out of your life? That sucks. And you don't have to answer that. I just wanted to ask.
Yeah, there's a lot that has happened behind the scenes.
Okay.
And it wouldn't benefit me. You know, I wouldn't be vindicated. I feel like a lot of people who followed the entirety of what happened between me and Tim.
Was Adam banging someone he shouldn't have been banging? I thought Adam was married. No. To the best of my knowledge, Adam was not the one in this little triangle that was banging someone he shouldn't have been banging. In fact, Adam was the only person in this little triangle who wasn't banging someone he shouldn't have been banging. There's your clue.
They kind of already suspect what has happened. No one knows because a lot more happened than people realize. And at the risk of exposing some stuff, like I don't really want to get into the details, but you know, I was I was slighted, and I don't know. I don't want to expose it. I don't want to talk about it. I mean, it's been so long, and like for me to, if I am ever gonna like explain what happened, I'm gonna do it in I don't know,
concept album.
Yeah, I mean a concept album. That's funny. No, I mean I'll do it on my own channel. You know, and I'll do it in my own way. You know, it's just.
I wasn't trying to be pushy or anything.
No,
I just felt like it was my obligation to ask.
I mean, if you know, going to interview somebody, you know, that is something that a lot of people want to know. Of course, I don't blame you for asking. So, and I don't want anyone to feel like they can't ask me anything, because I'm in control of what I want to say. So, you know, it's I'll just say that it's a shame that it happened the way that it happened, because I didn't want it to happen. And I think that. I mean, we don't follow each other anymore, and I really don't care. I don't need Tim Pool. I am very strongly in the Adam Crigler boots. You know, I'm happy being me. I'm not trying to be Tim Pool. A lot of people have said that, like, oh, he replaced you with Ian, and like Ian's like wish.com version of Adam, and it's like, I lived with Ian. I mean, I lived with all of them, so I know that crew. It's like, you know, Ian is not, we're not the same person at all.
Right. Different guys. I've interviewed Ian on the show too.
Yeah. I mean, and I think Ian's great. I've nothing.
Really kind.
Ian. Yeah. He's very kind. Yeah. I've always liked Ian a lot. Like him and I got along. We jammed together. He's kind of crazy.
I will say this, of all the people on that show, I actually like Ian the best. I know that's going to piss people off. I know there are people that don't like Ian. Here is why I like Ian the best. When I was on Adam's show, I had to go to their house in New Jersey, and Adam's room was like downstairs. And so basically we came in and we went right down to Adam's studio downstairs and we did the show. And then we came upstairs and I was waiting for my Lyft to come pick me up to bring me back to my hotel. And we went into kind of like the main living area where they used to like have the Timcast show when it first launched, when they were still at the house in New Jersey. And everyone was there and everyone was like hanging out, and Tim was there and Ian was there, and they were like, and Lydia was there, and there were other people too. Lydia jumps right up and says hello to me, and which I thought was really nice. Ian came right over and he shook my hand and he introduced himself, and he just has like really nice energy, and I just appreciate Ian. I think he's odd and I think he's creative, and I really like Minds a lot. Minds is probably my favorite Twitter alternative, if I'm honest. It just has like a cool kind of hipster vibe, and Ian's kind of like vibe, and I know he's not the only one behind it, but like it rings true on Minds. I like Minds a lot. Tim sat his ass on the couch and wouldn't even acknowledge I was there. I was like, I've never been in a room before where like someone just willfully doesn't even look at you or acknowledge your existence. I was like, what the hell? But anyway, so that was, I like Ian as a general rule. Drop more hints, woman. Thought Adam was shagging Lydia and fired for it. Adam was not shagging Lydia. I can absolutely confirm that Adam, well, to the best of my knowledge, I mean, maybe he was, I don't know, but my understanding is that Adam was not the one shagging Lydia.
In like the best way.
Yeah, it's very endearing.
Yeah. So I you know, it's demeaning to Ian when people, you know, compare that, because like the dynamic that Tim and I had was very unrivaled. Like it was a different show. It was Tim and Adam. not Timcast, right? But this is the thing, like Tim knew exactly why he wanted me on his show. You know, he knew who I was. We'd known each other for many years before we started that show. There's a reason he reached out to me. There's a reason he wanted me to.
At the time, Lydia was married to someone else. But yes, at the time, Lydia was married. But it is my understanding that no one knew she was married, which is weird in and of itself.
Join him because he knows that we had a good dynamic.
And Adam was married, obviously. And Tim had a girlfriend. I still think Adam and Tim may have shagged at some point, and neither will admit it. I don't think that that's true, Dragon Water. I think that might be a fantasy in your head. I don't think that that is true at all. I don't think that's true.
And we proved it. Yeah, you know, it's like we were crushing it. We were having like 60, 70,000 viewers on a regular day.
Oh, is that what happened?
On average, you know, 500,000 people a day would show up throughout the night throughout the show. And that was just me and him talking about the news, right? And it's like, I don't watch the show and I don't really care about the analytics, but people have come up to me and they're like, yeah, like they've only beat your last the numbers of your last show with him. We had 80,000 people that were watching concurrently, and that's nuts. 80,000 people concurrent. And it was like almost 600,000 people. Yeah, you know, and that was just me and Tim chatting about news. You know, that was it. It was nothing special. And it was like Alex Jones came on and they beat that. And then there was like a Joe Rogan, Alex Jones meetup or something that beat that. You know, there's like maybe 10 shows since I was fired that beat our best day, just him and I, right? And it's just like, that sucks, Tim. Like,
I will say that, like, okay, I always liked Tim and Adam together. I did. I liked it. I liked I liked their shows together much more than I like whatever is going on now. Like, again, I really haven't watched it really that recently except for last Friday and Monday, but I don't like what Tim is doing now. I think it's boring. I think it's derivative. I don't think there's anything edgy. I don't think there's anything interesting that I can't find on Twitter. Every single opinion that Tim or anyone else expresses on that show, I can just look at their tweets. Like, there's nothing original about it. There's nothing compelling. I understand it's like a social thing now where people, like, you know, they get together and they watch it and all this stuff. But like, as far as a community, fine. But I wish he would be more original than what he's being. It seems like copy and paste, to be honest. I thought Lydia was shagging Tim for a while. Didn't she take the bug van to Cali with Tim when he did JRE doing COVID? Oh, you guys are such good detectives. Yep. You guys are so good. I love all the brainstorming going on in the chat right now. Let me see. Fun fact, Lydia revealed she was married on Twitter shortly after Adam left and then went on long rants about anyone who wasn't married being a bad person. I wonder why that could have been. Blair White and Dylan Mulvaney has never displayed a single genuine moment of vulnerability and honesty. I think the same with Tim. Everything about him is carefully manufactured. Yes, that is because Tim is a control freak. This is part of why Tim on the disc profile, Tim is going to be a dominant and a conscientiousness style. He's going to be a control freak. Tim could avail himself of critical dominatrix theory, and it would work wonders for him letting go of control. If you don't know what critical dominatrix theory is, I've done several videos on my channel about it. It's not necessarily as dirty as it sounds. Let me see. I've often wondered if Tim wears that beanie to bed. Well, not often recently, but before. I did edge you, didn't I? This is fun. I wish I had more gossip I could share. We could do these streams once a week.
Freaking, shot your own show down, but like, hey man, you're the smartest guy in the room, I'm hoping,
Well, okay, so hang on. Fun fact. On the return episode after Tim and Lydia returned from Cali, someone sent in a super chat asking if Tim and Lydia were together. They said no. Well, they weren't together. I'm waiting for part 2, LK. They weren't together, to the best of my knowledge. After they said no, Adam made a joke asking if that was really true, and Tim shut it down really fast and changed the topic. Well, apparently. Apparently, people who lived in that house heard things. So it wasn't altogether a secret.
we have a good time. Now I get to chat with awesome people. I get to, I get to interview people myself, which I love it. I get to like hang out and talk to people and find out who they really are. Tim stole Ian. Someone in chat said that. It's actually true. Tim, Tim told me to not have Ian on as a co-host, that he was a threat to my show because he might say something crazy. And I was like, screw you, dude. I like Ian. Like, I'm going to have him as my co-host.
It really wouldn't surprise me if that actually happened. I really think that one of the things I did to get on Tim Pool's shit list is I was on Adam's show. I really do believe that. Maybe I'm wrong. I definitely could be. But I really do believe that that one of the reasons that I don't think he liked it. We'll just say that. Well, you got to learn to read between the lines, my friend. You got to learn to read between the lines. I don't have to say you went into anything to you. I don't have to spill the tea. Maybe I already have. Pay attention.
And then I had him on as my co-host for 2 weeks. And then one day, Ian doesn't show up to my show. And I'm like, I wonder where Ian's at. Like, whatever, I'm just doing my show. And then I like go upstairs and he's on the fucking Tim show. And I'm like, what is this? Like, what? Like, you told me he was a threat. And I said, screw you. I'm having him on my show anyway. Ian and I had a good dynamic and it was fun. Like, we were hilarious. Like, I really enjoyed having him as a co-host. And then boom, he's on the Tim show.
And another really
dark.
Right.
Well, I guess that's the end of that video. So Adam was, well, necessarily vague, but I think you guys have an idea of what happened. And you're so good. You're so good. You guys brainstormed. This was like, I feel like this stream was like a group bonding activity for people in the chat. You brainstormed, you solved a mystery, you worked it out. Ultimately, what happened is Adam gave Tim an ultimatum. He said that he wanted a real producer. He was tired of Lydia because he felt that Tim favored Lydia between the two of them for reasons. And Adam didn't like that, and he demanded that Tim get a real producer. And when Adam demanded that Tim get a real producer, Tim fired Adam. That was what it was. And that was why it was so sudden. And that was why they just like announced it that one night, and that was it. And that is why they've never talked about it since. And the rest of it, you guys have already worked out in the chat about why Tim might have favored Lydia. At least that was what was articulated to me back in the day. Tim wanted Adam to fail after he fired him. Tim is a vengeful bitch. I don't know that I would say that. I don't think that Tim wanted Adam to fail. It was a weird dynamic between the two of them because on one hand, Adam was still living in Tim's house. Like, Adam moved with them to Maryland. They were still living together. So he couldn't have wanted him to fail that badly, because if he wanted them to fail that badly, then he would have just kicked Adam out. But Tim would do like passive aggressive things to Adam, where like Adam was using one of Tim's computers to do his show. And all of a sudden, Tim came and said, "You can't use my computer anymore." And he took it away. And so Adam had to like build a whole new computer, like really quickly, because Tim was like, "You can't have our computer anymore." And he took it away. It was like, it was weird fucking passive aggressive shit like that. It was a weird dynamic, but I don't think that Tim wanted Adam to fail, but it was like, Tim would do these power play things over Adam, I think just to kind of like prove that he was still in charge. I don't know. All right, let me see. Let me go see what's going on in the chat. Let me see. Let me see. I'm just scrolling through the chat, guys. How have conservatives treated you since you became a libertarian? I mean, you guys know the answer to that. They're not happy about it. They're not happy about it. Was Tim's girlfriend and Lydia's husband at the same time also living in the house? I don't know. I don't believe so. I don't believe so. I could be wrong about that, but Lydia's husband was not. I don't know about Tim's girlfriend. No, this is incorrect. Lydia was the producer on Timcast IRL when Adam was on it. It is not correct that she was not. Let me see. Yeah, at some point, Tim demanded that Adam change the name of his show. And he never said anything. Listen, to be really, really blunt, and I was going to say this, like, I never asked Adam questions about this. I know all this information because Adam proactively told me. But I never asked Adam questions about this because, quite frankly, it's none of my fucking business. There is no reason that I have this information. And I haven't said anything about it for a really long time, but at some point you get sick of these people being like internet gossipy assholes and lying about you, and you're like, fuck you, I'm gonna do what I want. But like, I never fished for this information because I honestly really didn't care. But Adam would proactively tell me things, which is why I know this. I know that Adam was like, it was demanded that Adam change the name of his show at one point. No, this did not happen that I know of. Oh, you meant that Tim has treated Adam in the same way as conservatives have treated you? Yes, I would say, no, actually, no. Conservatives have treated me way worse than I think Tim. Again, Adam was still living in Tim's house. Like, he wasn't treating him badly. Like, to the best of my, like, he was still living in his house. I think it would be fair to say that some conservatives didn't like you being a libertarian. I think that would be fair to say. I think it would be fair to say that some conservatives have smeared me to high heaven for becoming a libertarian. I think it's fair to say that some conservatives have whined about me being a libertarian. I think it would be fair to say they had a lot of feelings about it. Why, I have no idea, because, like, who really cares anyway? I knew Tim was a grifter the moment he had a video of himself rollerblading, but claimed to be a skater. I mean, come on. Tim is actually like a skater. He is. There are videos of him. I remember seeing them like back like a long time ago. Like, there are videos of him forever. There were videos of Tim when Tim had hair skateboarding. Is Adam still married? I think he is. Carlin can stay up all night. She thrives off the tears of the petty. Well, I don't know about staying up all night. It's been a long week, man. I feel like I'm blowing off steam. It's been a fucking hard week, man. I had to run for governor this week. Like, never doing that again. LK says, fun fact, Lydia's husband was living in a different country for school. Oh, is that what happened? She said when he got off the plane after being apart for so long, the first thing he said to her was fat. Rude. That is very rude. Man, you know what? I'll say this. For as much as I dislike Lydia for the fact that she's lied about me on the internet, I think that she was treated pretty horribly by Tim's audience. And it's not like why do you guys tear down people for their weight and their looks? Like, it makes no sense to me at all. Like, tear them down for their ideas, but if you can't do something like if you have to resort to like making fun of people for their weight and their looks, like, you have really no argument. Like, get a fucking life, man. So I mean, but that's really rude of her. And that is a really rude thing to say. And I'm glad that Lydia has found someone that makes her happy. Everyone should find someone that makes them happy. And I hope that she has a very successful marriage and that she prepares for the civil war that will never come. Won't Adam be mad at me for saying this? Well, I would assume so, but I don't really care because Adam threw me under the bus with possibly the worst possible people he could throw me under the bus to. There is an entire 7-hour stream on this channel about it if you want to go back and watch. And then Adam lied and gossiped about me on the internet. So I don't really give a flying fuck what Adam's opinion is about this. If he didn't want me to talk, he shouldn't have told me this information in the first place. I didn't say anything for over 2 years. I have known all this for over 2 years. Like, you can only lie about someone so much before they get sick of it. And I didn't say anything for the longest time, mostly because I still kind of like had respect for Tim. I had like this much respect. I was like, he's a really hard worker. He's informing people. I like the way he puts information together. But after the whole Don Bulldog debate thing where Tim refused to cover what was obvious news in favor of sucking Elon Musk's dick again, I'm done. I am done. I have no reason to have any respect for these people at all because I think that they're just fucking grifters and shills. So fuck it. I'm going to say what I want to say. And I, quite frankly, didn't even say it. You guys in the chat figured it out. Like, come on. You should bury the hatchet with Adam. I liked your streams. Well, Adam can apologize to me. Adam is welcome to apologize to me anytime he wants because I wasn't the one that broke this. Adam was the one who broke it. So if Adam wants to apologize to me, he is welcome to apologize to me. But I'm not going hat in hand to him. I don't care enough to go hat in hand to him. I'm doing my own thing. I'm really happy with where I'm at right now. I've got a lot of great projects I'm working on. I don't need this content creator nonsense. But sometimes it's fun to gossip. Sometimes it's fun. All right, guys, I am looking in the chat. So if there's any questions you want to ask or anything you want to say, I might show it on the screen. I might respond to it. I will definitely respond to it if you send a super chat. If you just say it in regular chat, I might respond to it. I might not. It depends. LK with the fun facts. Lydia's ex-husband was a dick anyway. Called her fat when she only gained weight due to being on steroids for MS. Yeah, that's bullshit, man. I mean, come on. Listen, like, does anyone know how long they were married? I just celebrated 5 days ago. I just celebrated my 11-year wedding anniversary. I've been married to my husband for 11 years. And I'll tell you what, both of our bodies have gone through changes in those years. Both of us used to be much thinner than we are now. And I mean, both of us, like I used to be a runner and my husband was even a better runner than I was. My husband was so fucking skinny. And both of us have gained weight. And I'll tell you what, as someone who has been married for 11 years, I don't look at my husband any differently. My husband can weigh whatever he wants. And I know he feels the same about me. And I still love him. And I would never call him fat. And I would never, I mean, we joke a little bit about like, oh, we used to be like thinner and cuter, right? But like you don't say that to someone that you're married to. Like that's awful. And when you're in a real relationship, like a loving relationship, your weight doesn't matter, your looks don't really, if you love someone and you're supposed to be with them, that bullshit makes no difference. It really doesn't. People don't talk about that enough, honestly. Yeah, there are videos of Tim, like, skateboarding on YouTube from when Tim was really young. And he definitely had hair. I mean, I don't know what it looked like on top because he was wearing the beanie, but he definitely had hair. Adam's wife is very pretty. Adam revealed nothing of substance in that video. Did you stay on good terms with Dave Rubin since you became a libertarian? You know, I heard today on actually on the stream we did on Andrew's channel, I heard that Dave Rubin has been barred from being on Joe Rogan. Does anyone else know this? I had no idea. Because I don't watch any of this stuff. But what I was told on the stream I did on the Edge with Andrew Gold, I was told that there have been 2 people that have been barred from being on Joe Rogan like forever, Candace Owens and Dave Rubin. And the reason that they were barred was because Joe Rogan identified that they say things that they don't believe just to pander to an audience, so it's like not authentic. I had a good relationship with Dave Rubin when I was running around with the MAGA and conservative crowd. That relationship went away as soon as I became a libertarian. Which is ironic, because Dave Rubin is a fucking libertarian. He's a libertarian. I'm sorry. Dave Rubin is not a conservative. He is a libertarian. But there's no money in being a libertarian. There is no money in being a libertarian. Anyone who thinks that I went to the Libertarian Party to grift is a moron. There is no money in being a libertarian, but there is money in being a conservative. And there's absolutely money in being a conservative who left the left to become a conservative and to pander to conservatives and to speak conservative talking points. Dave, I see someone saying in the chat, Dave says he's a libertarian. Dave Rubin does not spout libertarian talking points. Dave Rubin has no interest in connecting with the libertarian community. I know because I tried. Dave Rubin plays conservative, and Dave Rubin plays, again, to the same crowd Tim Pool plays to. He plays to conservatives who believe they are libertarians, but they are not libertarians. Actual libertarians are extremely different from conservatives who believe they're libertarians. Completely different audience. And I'm not necessarily suggesting one is better than the other. But if you are not involved with the actual libertarians, I understand why you might be confused. But I am involved with the actual libertarians, and I have been for a while now. And it is a night and day difference. No, please don't. Please, bot. Let me see. I'm just scrolling through the chat. Adam threw me under the bus on a stream and basically threw me to the white identitarian wolves. I did a whole stream about it. You have to go and watch that stream. This is not a short story. What Adam did is complicated, but it was really, really, really bad. And I did not appreciate it at all. And then he tried to lie and cover it up. Adam threw me under the fucking bus in a way that few people have, to the most awful, toxic people that you can be thrown under the bus to. Oh, bro. One of the reasons I don't like this content creator bullshit, there is so much fucking drama. These people are all sleeping with each other. They're all doing God knows what, I swear to God. It's okay to gossip sometimes, I think, but like I really do try to stay out of it. Yeah, don't stab people in the back who know your secrets. It's really good advice. It's really good advice. Let me see. Are we one Lauren Southern style video away from learning that Tim makes other people do all the work for him? No, I don't think he does. Well, I mean, obviously Tim has a team of people. So like there are other people that are doing work for him, which is fine. He's got so many different things going on that it makes sense that you would have to. But I really do believe that Tim does he's too much of a control freak. He wouldn't be able to if he tried. Let me see. I'm just scrolling through the chat. Adam said that a month after being fired, Tim offered him a deal to be a third chair on Timcast IRL, just like Luke, but there was no pay, but he could promote his show there. I never heard about that, so I don't know if that's true or not. I have no idea. Oh, thank you, everyone who's congratulating me on my anniversary. I cannot believe I've been married for 11 years. That's crazy. It flew by. Okay, don't know how long they were married, but Lydia had said they've been together since like 18 or 19. She's like late 20s, early 30s now. Well, listen, man, Lydia seems happy. Let's all just be happy for Lydia. Yay! You bought my book. Guys, I wrote a book called Actively Unwoke, the ultimate guide for fighting back against the woke insanity in your life. If you would like to buy a copy of the book, the link is in the description below. You can go to activelyunwoke.com. I like my book. I think it's pretty good. I even read the audiobook. I think it turned out great. So if you're so inclined. And remember, we do happy hour at 5 p.m. on Fridays on my second channel, youtube.com/activelyunwoke. Join us for happy hour. We can talk more about the unwoke stuff. Adam also said that Tim offered him to be the star of Cast Castle vlog. Adam rejected it and demanded to not be in it. I don't know about that either. Maybe that was when Adam had to change the name of his show. I have a hard time believing that's true. But I don't know either way. Phil says, "What's up with libertarian infighting regarding drag queen story hour?" There's not really there's not really much libertarian infighting. Like libertarians, like in libertarian culture, you debate all the time. Libertarians love debating. And I'm not talking about this debate bro bullshit like that Styx Hexenhammer does. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking like actual debates and like just discussions. And like there's not like animosity. There's no trying to destroy each other. They just like having discussions about things. And so what you're seeing with the drag queen story hour stuff is less about like, it's not infighting. It's just like a presentation of different ideas. That's all it is. There's no, even with the people that I disagree with on that, like, there's no bad blood. Like, they can have their opinions. I can have my opinions. Like, it's okay. So I wouldn't classify that as infighting. Tom J, thank you for the super chat. The Milo episode on Timcast last night explains Milo's theory, which I agree with, about lots of social and political issues. I, like you and everyone named tonight, need to get on one of those Zoom meetings. Congrats for you though, working hard. Congrats. Thank you. Or good for you. Sorry. I sometimes get dyslexic on streams. Good for you, working hard. Congrats. Yeah, I mean, I dislike Adam quite a bit. I dislike Lydia quite a bit. Tim, I'm more just like, with Tim, I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed because he knows better and he is smarter than all of them and he is perfectly capable of acting like a real journalist if he wants to, but is simply not inclined at this moment in his life. I can do wholesome sometimes too. My gosh. I I do think Milo is mentally ill. Milo is usually on some form of drug as well. Anytime I've seen him, actually. It's my understanding that Lydia is someone that used to, like, send him stuff, like, like how some of you guys will, like, DM me stuff on Twitter? Like, Naruto does this, like, he sends me stuff on Twitter all the time that's, like, kinda helpful. It's my understanding that, like, Lydia was kind of the same for Tim, is like she would mail him stuff or like email him stuff or send him stuff and like that he would use. And so eventually that worked into like a job working for him, but I don't know if she had experience as a producer before that. I think she may have just like fallen into it. Let's see. Happy hour is tomorrow at 5 p.m. on my second channel, youtube.com/activelyunwoke. You have to watch the one he uploaded on his channel on Tuesday. Did Adam upload something else? I'll watch it. Let me see. I have no idea. Oh god, I have to watch Adam's channel. Let me see. The Crigler Show. I'll take a look. It's taking a second to load. Why doesn't this load? YouTube is being buggy. Let me see. You uploaded on Tuesday, so like election night. I don't see. Can someone send me a video of whatever you're talking about? I don't see anything. Was it a clip? All right, here's the deal. If you can send me a link of what you see, because I don't see it on his channel, then we can watch it if it's not too long. But you can just chat in a link. How can you get barred from Rogan? The dude accepts pretty much everyone. My understanding is that, again, this was just told to me today, so I don't know if it's true or not. But what was articulated to me is that Joe Rogan banned Candace Owens and Dave Rubin because he did not believe they were authentic. Alyssa, can you send me the specific show? I don't know what he's doing. I haven't watched his content lately. It's too bad. I like Dave Rubin. I was really disappointed. I was really disappointed. Dave Rubin was always good to me and then became a libertarian and whatever. I have no regrets. Fun fact, Dave Rubin stated that he contacted Joe Rogan to promote his new book and Joe never got back to him. Well, that might be the explanation about why. Alex says, Adam once flat out hinted that the reason he got fired was because of Lydia around 3 separate times. And we have confirmed tonight that it was indeed because of Lydia. Okay, hang on. 470 election night. You guys, it's an hour long. Maybe we'll watch it. Do you guys want, let me put a poll in the chat. You guys are going to decide. I'm not saying I'm going to stay up all night. Should we watch Adam's show that's being suggested from Tuesday? Yes, no. You guys let me know what you think. If you want to hang out, I'm not like opposed, but I told Victor, see, I told you, I was like, this is a 15-minute video, so it's going to be a 2.5-hour stream. I told Victor earlier, I'm like, I'm just going to do this quick reaction stream tonight. It'll probably be really quick. It's never quick when it's a late night stream. Never. How do you think the Libertarian Party can grow? Well, the Libertarian Party, for those who don't know, is under new management. So anyone who thinks that the Libertarian Party is woke or leftist, we fixed it. We fixed it. We took over the entire Libertarian Party. The Mises Caucus did. I was there for the Reno Reset. I was one of the delegates. We took it over. We threw out all of the woke people involved. They no longer have any decision-making power, but it's only been since May. I think that the Libertarian Party is going to have a hell of a presidential candidate in 2024. That's how I think it grows. But mostly, just connect with your local party. I love the Libertarian Party. I love it. I'm not leaving it. I'm involved with the Libertarian Party of New Hampshire. I'm somewhat involved with the Mises Caucus. I'm not as much now as I used to be, but because I had other stuff to do. But I recommend anyone look into it. Leah, it's good to see you. Wanted to send some love. Been a while because life. Yo, I understand. But I'm always a supporter and fan because I'm on the same wavelengths as you, sending love and support. Leah, you have been here from the beginning. I very much appreciate you. Thank you for stopping by. Oh my God, that's actually amazing, Scott. I'm going to have a flat earth conversation on my channel maybe next week. I'm having Dan Smots and Jack on, and we're going to talk. I'm bringing 2 people on to try to convince me to believe in flat earth. So that'll be coming probably in the next couple of weeks, maybe even next week. Here's the thing. I struggle with Dave Rubin. I don't think he's a grifter. I think that I have to give him credit for starting locals. I really do. I think that Dave Rubin genuinely believes that he is doing the right thing. Let's see. All right. I'm just scrolling in the chat once I get to the bottom. I mean, I was sorry it happened too. What Adam did to me was extremely hurtful to me. It was extremely hurtful. It was a deeply personal thing. And I felt extremely betrayed by it. So I was sorry it went south too, but again, I wasn't the one who caused it. Adam caused it. Fun fact, when Lydia started her own channel, she couldn't even figure out how to live stream. Just what on earth was she doing on Timcast? Lydia was pushing buttons. Live streaming's not hard. I suck at technology. Let's see. Did it seem that Carrie was jealous of you when you became popular after writing the Trump rally article? Yes. And I felt so bad because I never expected to get that much attention. It was completely out of my realm of like, it was never even a consideration I gave it. And I felt so bad when I got so much attention that I was doing everything I could to try to promote Carrie and promote Unsafe Space because I so valued them as part of my walkaway journey, as part of my red pill experience. And so I was like, go watch them. I pushed people to them all the time. I promoted them all the time because I felt so guilty that I got so much more attention than they did. And I think Carrie was very jealous. And then she convinced herself that I was her abusive mother and started lying about me all over the internet, has been doing the same thing for 2 years. I didn't see your super chat, Phil. Sorry. I might have... Hang on, let me look in the back end. Why isn't... YouTube Studio is not showing me super chats, so I don't know what's going on there. Phil, I'll take a look on the other back end when I get a chance to see if it came in. You got suspended from Twitter for... Did you get suspended or did you get banned? Did you just get like a 12-hour? Just sit it out, man. I've gotten a million 12-hour suspensions. You'll be fine. Let me see. Do I have access to the New Hampshire Twitter? I assume you mean the LPNH Twitter. Do I have direct access? No. Can I get something tweeted from it if I want to? Yes. So I have indirect access to the LPNH Twitter if I need it. But usually I just let them alone to run it. Like, it's not... I was on the communication committee for the LPNH for a time. I ended up leaving. Mostly because, like, I just had too much going on, and there was, like, only so many chats I could be in at once. But I also really didn't like how they were handling this stuff with Ukraine, and I was like, I'm gonna bow out until this whole thing is over. I just didn't really... I don't co-sign every tweet the LPNH sends. I don't like all of them. I like a lot of them. I love the Happy Holidays tweet. I was so bummed I was banned on Twitter when they tweeted that. I was like, oh. How is Lydia's new channel doing? Does anyone know? All right. Let me see. Emphasize. Nudity during a pride parade is stunning and brave. Everyone else is in prison and charged as a offender. Thank you. Emphasize. I'm so back in the chat. Hang on. Let me speed it up. It looks like you guys do want to watch this other stream. Okay, we can. Guys, if I get... Hang on. How many likes do I have? I need to charge some mounting of the like button. I want to get up to 150 likes. 150 likes and we can watch that other video. We're not doing it before 150 likes, okay? I need 24 likes. So mount that like button if you haven't already. I'm just scrolling. No, you didn't really miss anything. Adam gets a question about Tim. Is it at the 34-minute mark that it happens? We'll fast forward a little bit. Incognito, you got 360 plus peeps watching, way behind on chats. Thank you guys for watching. Welcome to any new... I have 150 likes! Okay, well done! Oh, wow, I didn't know that I could just bribe you guys. All right, let's watch the other video. You did what I needed you to do. Now, let me ask you this. So, does it start... Someone said at the 34-minute mark, does it start then? Or should I watch, like, the beginning? Well done, chat. Ask and you shall receive. I bribed you with tea. Yeah. I just need to do gossip streams, apparently. All right. Well, let me see. Someone said it starts around the 34-minute mark. Oh my god, he's still wearing that fucking beanie.
Yeah, whatever.
I guess it's
he's not
night.
influencing my my growth at all. You know who is? George.
Is this one? This is the one I was supposed to be watching.
It was a push race, an underground push race, and I made it to the finish first. And my win was taken away from me. Benjamin Mauser for $10 just sent me a super peach. Super pear? I don't know what that is, but thank you. Cello the Sea. She just
Someone has to
sent
let
a
me
Rumble
know.
rant. Said, so Lydia is basically Kamala Harris.
Oh God.
I'm not gonna respond to that.
Lydia's Kamala Harris.
It's funny though. That's funny. That made me laugh. Scotty Christy Jones says, weird how half pool staff quit or were fired. Yeah, I know a little
Really?
something about that. Renee, I read that super chat again. Thank you so much for that huge super.
Wait, half of his. Did he just say that half of their staff has quit or was fired? Is that true? Okay. Let me know if I should start earlier.
Super chat. $50. Wow.
Why were
Young
they?
Lord says,
Why were they fired? Does anyone know? He was talking about it before. Okay, we're gonna start earlier. Alyssa says we're gonna start. They were talking about it earlier.
I've gotten strikes for reporting the news before. Legitimate news.
I'm gonna just
I
skip
wasn't
up a little
saying
bit.
it myself. Election stream later on tonight. I don't know exactly when. Apologies. They didn't respect that. I think it's a little early to have something to drink. I know a lot. Crowder's doing some sort of drinking game. So wait, John, she's on where? Lids is on you or her thoughts. There's no question. I have integrity.
I told you he hates her.
Is that too spicy? I don't care. I don't care. Honestly, I'm at this point where I don't care. You know, I was interviewed the other day.
Oh,
and this guy,
Subverse staff got
Chase,
fired.
great guy, sent me. He was like, "Oh man, this video's going viral," and it's like, "Oh man," because I talked about Tim, and then he posted a video. Adam finally talks about Tim, and it's like
we found the
I
part.
shouldn't talk about him, or I should just tell my side of the story and get it over with. You know, I feel like.
Oh, now I don't feel so bad.
I feel like that's the only option left.
Now I don't feel so bad. Tim slept with Lydia, and then Adam gave them an ultimatum, and Tim chose Lydia over Adam. That's what happened. I don't feel bad anymore. Adam, just tell your side of the story. That's what happened. See, that's the type of tea you get when you stay on my stream for 2 hours into it. You guys had already guessed. I don't feel bad, but like, everyone knew anyway. I mean, come on.
I feel like I got to get it off my chest. I've been holding on to it, and it's not good for me. I feel like I'm self-censoring when I have no reason to protect him or her at all. I don't know why I'm doing it. I don't owe them anything, especially not Lydia. God, I can't stand that woman. Mounted Patrolman says, just FYI, Tim took a shot at you last night, calling you evil. Loved your One America interview. You are not evil. Love your show.
Really?
He didn't call me evil. No, he didn't. But if you're serious, that's hilarious. And I'm going to open a can of whoop ass. Oh, that has to be a joke. He was talking shit on his stream. Was he? Yes, he did. Wow. Multiple people are calling me evil.
Is that true? Did Tim call Adam evil? Is that true? God.
It's true? Wow. No way. I don't know if I believe it. Yes, Quesadilla is telling me Tim called me evil. Get out of here.
Seems to have confirmation from
I didn't
multiple
think
people.
So. Mark Guidetti said for $10 says Tim did not call you evil. That dude is lying.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I didn't think so. No, that's very not in Tim's nature. No. I mean, if he was talking about Lydia, maybe. I don't care. I don't care.
Then
guys,
just say it, Adam.
honestly.
Man up and fucking
I'm
say it
overcaring.
already. God
I'm
damn
over
it.
giving a shit about protecting people that
Then
owe me
say
nothing,
it.
or that I owe nothing. Young Lord says Asian American combat Army combat vet voting all red. Good man. Super Dank says he didn't say you by name, but it felt like he meant you.
I just want to say that this is the type of tea that my locals community got a long time ago. If you were in my locals community and you came to one of our Zoom calls that we do twice a week, we do them on Mondays at 7 p.m. and on Wednesdays at noon, you could have gotten this tea a long time ago, because I did talk about this in the locals calls because I was pissed off that Lydia was saying that I spread this all around on Twitter when I had not spread it around. And I was like, fucking hell, Lydia, I'm going to monetize your ass then. And I only told it in my locals Zoom calls. And my locals members can confirm this, that they've known about this for a while, for the ones that like are on the Zoom calls. So if you would like this type of tea on a regular basis, then join my locals, kb.locals.com/support, $5 a month, $50 a year. You can come and talk to me in a private, unrecorded setting. And I am much more inclined to spill the tea in a private, unrecorded setting. I had to wait for 2 years out to spill it here. I'm just saying.
Well, what was, I don't understand the, I need more substance to what you guys are talking about. He called Ian evil, not Adam. Oh, okay. All right, I got some Rumble rants. Let me jump to these real quick.
Oh,
Pepe
Adam's going to do it next
Payne
week?
says going to be jumping around tonight as a longtime truther. It's so
I love this. Adam said today he's doing a live stream next week to tell his entire story. Beat you to the punch, Adam. Now I don't feel bad anymore. I had a smidge of guilt, just a smidgen, as my grandmother would say when she wants us to smuggle whiskey into the nursing home. I had a smidgen of guilt, and now I no longer have guilt. Incognito says, I can confirm Miss K told us on Zoom months ago. I did, because I got sick of Lydia's shit on Twitter, and I was like, if you're going to run around Twitter accusing me of something I didn't do, I'm actually going to do the thing that you're accusing me of, because I don't like being accused of things that I didn't do.
awesome to see you grow. All the channels are converging. Keep rocking at them. You are an inspiration to many. That means a lot, Pepe. Thank you. You know, I've been disheartened many times doing this as a solo venture. You know, I know the algorithms don't like me very much. So, you know, it is what it is, but you guys are the reason I continue. It's amazing. Felis Rufus says it was Molly he called evil and how she lied in court. I agree. Oh man, Molly was absolutely evil. She did some really dirty shit.
Really?
Threw him under the bus. I defended Tim.
Really?
I don't know if you guys know. One of my biggest videos that I've made on this channel is me defending Tim because she lied about him stealing her cat when I know he loved that cat. He loves animals, by the way. Like he freaking
Can we just acknowledge that the Daily Beast hit piece on Tim Pool stealing a cat was the most fucking hilarious hit piece that's ever been written? I think I actually did like a reaction to that hit piece like a long time ago. It was like, I'm sorry, like I have had a lot of hit pieces written on me. I would die to have that good of a hit piece written on me where it's like, you stole someone's cat. What a great hit piece. Journalists are so stupid. Oh my god. Oh. Where's your psychic friend to tell us which house his lunar eclipse highlighted to bring up this much gossip? We'll have to ask Joshua on Tuesday. We will. We will definitely have to ask Joshua on Tuesday. Grant, Gamer Mama, I was on Adam's side until he screwed you over, Carlin. Haven't watched him since. Well, listen, I will never tell people who to support and who to watch. I won't do it. I'm not going to be one of those content creators that like throws other people under the bus. If you want to watch Adam, watch Adam. If you want to watch Tim, watch Tim. If you want to give them money, then give them all the money you want to give them. It is none of my effing business. But Adam really did fuck me over. And it wasn't even just, it was a betrayal. What he did was a betrayal. And it really hurt me. And I was really upset about it. Fun fact, Carlin is gossiping tonight because both Moon and Mars are in Gemini. That must be it. Fucking Gemini. Every time. Emily, Molly, and Rocco are the Subvert staff and the ones who leaked all kinds of info of Cast Castle. I don't know anything about that. Yeah, it's the Blood Moon. It's the Blood Moon, Tim. It's the fall of the king. Fun fact, as a Gemini, I approve this message. I love you, LK.
And goes bananas for animals, which I like in a person. You can really feel a little bit of who they are, how they treat animals, right? Well, Tim loves animals, and she left her cat there. You know, she went off. She could have taken this cat multiple times, and Tim fed it and like took care of it for a long time. And it's
Oh,
like
that's
Molly
nice of Tim.
just tried to do it for clout. She got caught up with whatever that guy's producer's name. I really don't. I take in a lot of information, and the brain naturally just
I'm gonna
gets rid of
start
shit you
knitting.
don't need to know. Rocco, that's it. It came to me. She got caught up with Rocco's lies about Tim, trying to convince the dude thought that I was running some sort of like Chinese botnet or something. You know, it's like, what?
Really?
What the hell are you smoking, dude? Something crazy, man. Anyway, she got caught up in that, and yeah, that is pretty evil. V6 Neon says, look up Mary Whithouse, a UK 70s and 80s censorship campaigner for strict religious conservatism. Then compare lids. Reincarnation? Oh, man, that's not the reason why I don't respect her. Sejong the Great celebrating 27 months. Wow. 27 months. That's incredible. Thank you so much,
Libby
Sejong.
Emmons.
I appreciate you a lot.
Hang on. I have things to say about Libby. Libby is a condescending cunt. I said it. I do not like her at all. Libby is also not a real journalist. Because when I fed Libby information about real news stories, Libby would send me back the most condescending messages saying like, well, Carlin, I just don't think that there's evidence here for these stories. And then I would go do actual journalism and write actual fucking news stories while the Daily Wire did Twitter journalism and reported on what was trending on Twitter. That's my opinion of her. She is one of my least liked person on the entire fucking internet. I find her to be incredibly annoying, incredibly condescending, just fucking arrogant. Twitter journalist. Is there any more pathetic profession in the world than being a Twitter journalist? My God.
I have no idea. I don't know if you saw yesterday. At the end of the stream, I played that video that you posted in my locals. The parody, the fence sitter song. Funny. It's very funny. Maricopa County getting funky again. Oh, that's not the word he chose, but I'm gonna keep it as funky. Arizona again. Anyway, if you registered at your polling station, remain. Provisional ballots may not work if you leave. Yeah, I'm gonna get into it. I have a lot. What freaked you out, Andreas? What's up, Andreas? How you doing, buddy? I saw call in chat too. Good to see you guys. Brett the Illustrator says, Adam, you are better off now without them. I 100% agree. The money's
Emphasize says, I'm number 2 on that list, on my shit list, Emphasize. Well, I have, Emphasize, I feel like we have an interesting relationship, you and I, where you like to shit talk me, but you give me money at the same time. And so I can't be too mad at you, and I can't block you because you pay me every time you want to troll. And so I have a deep appreciation for your methods, because at least when you want to say something that you know I won't like or that I'll yell at you about, you give me money when you do it so I can't hate you. So no, you are not on my shit list. You are on my I have an appreciation for your methods list. And I remember that time you did a call in and you did the best, like, deep, menacing voice. And I have an appreciation for that. So you can stay, emphasize. You can stay. I now want to see a movie called Carlin versus Political Twitter. I hate everyone. I hate everyone. Not everyone. I like Elijah Schaefer. I think Elijah Schaefer's pretty great. Who else do I like? I like Andy No. Andy No, I think, is the only respectable journalist at the Post Millennial. I don't know. I can't think of anyone else right now.
There's a lot less, but you know, I get to say what I want to say, and if you try to stop me from being able to speak my mind, then you go fuck yourself. And talk to me about golden handcuffs. Like, fuck out of here.
Carlin, explain your points. Some of us haven't watched your 7-hour live streams, and maybe use a TLDR, not a reference to other videos or 7-hour live streams. Well, I noticed that you're not paying me to spend time on you. If you were paying me, I might take the time to explain. But you are not. You're asking for it for free. And we have a video to get through. And it's already on my channel. So go watch the video on the channel, or ask someone in the chat and they will explain. Or send me in like $100 super chat and I will tell you the story. That's the rule. Or become a member of my locals and come to the community Zooms and ask me there directly. There are any number of solutions to this problem that do not involve me taking an excessive amount of time away from this reaction stream to explain something that I already did a video on. Do I like Sydney Watson? Yes. Sydney Watson is a badass bitch, and I respect her eminently.
Mark Guidetti says Lydia is evil. Well, I don't know. It's like using the word
Lydia's
hate.
not
I
evil.
don't like using the word hate, and evil is something. She did some really distasteful things that maybe I'm feeling spicy tonight. Maybe I'll expose her ass. Kelly House celebrating 11 months as a member. Thank you so much, Kelly. Says voting headed to vote now. Much love, Adam. Thank you so much, Kelly. Good shit. Thank you for your membership and also to go vote. It's great. Sebastian Monroe says, hey, Adam, looking forward to your appearance on Styx and Sleazy stream later. Just wanted to say thanks for the memories as always. Sending much love. Thank you. All right. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. We got a couple on the Rumble rant. Thank you guys for the support. It's amazing. I appreciate it. Caligulov. I know you corrected me last time. Caligulov. I said it right this time. I just see Callie and I'm like, Callie, goo love? Anyway, Caligulov says Hitler loved dogs too. Don't mean shit. Look at how people treat others they see as beneath them. Waiters, customer service, etc. All right, well,
I agree with that.
There's multiple layers here. Tim is not Hitler, but damn, seeing how he treated those around him is pretty eye-opening.
Really?
Chell the C says, here's a little money for you, Adam. Thank you, Chell. And say hi to Merlin for
me. I want more. How does Tim treat
10 on the Rumble side? Thank you very much. Adam,
is there any information out there about how Tim treats his staff and his team? I'm honestly curious. As an organizational psychologist, this is a professional curiosity. If anyone has information on that, I would actually love to know that, because I like analyzing group work environments. It's my jam.
If you spill the beans on the Tim story, take a page from the nose and grift it hard. You deserve the drama bucks. Yeah, this is honestly. Let me talk about that for a second. I really wanted to define myself outside of who Tim is, what our relationship was, and I think I've done that. I think
I don't think that's true.
I think I've grown.
I don't think that's true because it has been 2 fucking years since Adam got fired from that show. 2 fucking years. And he is still talking about Tim today. So I don't think it's true that Adam wants to define himself separately from Tim. I just don't. If he wanted to define himself separately from Tim, he would stop talking about him. Emphasize, like Negan from Walking Dead. I don't know who that is, but thank you, Emphasize.
Enough on my own and had a lot of you follow me from day one, mind you. I mean, Sejong celebrating 27 months. That's like day one. You can support my channel becoming a member. You know, like a lot of people have done that, and it's amazing. I think I've waited long enough. I don't know. I feel like I've reached this point where I just kind of I don't care anymore. I don't know what changed. It was like something happened last week or maybe the week before. I was just I was talking, ranting live, and I was just talking about how I really just I'm over it. I kind of just I don't care. I'm not trying to protect anyone. You know, I've had people that are notable people that like they're all other YouTubers, other people that are that have bigger channels than me, calling me weak because I'm not exposing Tim for like a certain side of his business and compound.
That would be the
to be
quartering,
honest,
probably.
never actually affected me. Never came into my like you know what I mean? Like it never touched me, but I saw what happened, you know, and I'm like, it's fucked up, but it's not like my story. And they were trying to grift off of my info of what I had, you know, and it's like the more I have interviews, like I did this interview with Chase, I'm just like, you know, if anyone's gonna tell the story, it's got to be me. I'm sick of just like
too late. Too bad, so sad, Adam.
Well, you know, I don't really want to say it, and it's like, well, why? Why the fuck?
And the other part of this story. All right, let me see how many likes I have because I have more dirt on this story. If Adam's gonna do a stream about it anyway, I need 200 likes. I need 20 likes right now. I want to get up over 200 likes. I will spill more tea. I have more. If Adam's gonna do this anyway, I'm gonna beat him to the punch. Just to make the point that I can, Adam. I'm not even drinking. All right, let's see. I'm at 188. I need 200 likes. I'm gonna sit here and knit until I get it. Or we can just continue and you guys don't have to hear. Oh, that went up quick. Holy shit. Keep going. Keep going. Almost there. This is so fun. It is so fun to run out of fucks to give. Let me tell you guys what. In your 20s, you care way too much. In your 30s, you start to get a sense of who you are. And by the time you hit your 40s, you run out of fucks to give. And that is the most fun place to be. And on top of that, every single one of the people involved in this story has burned me on some level. So fuck them. I don't really care anymore. The additional dirt on this story, now that you have hit the 200 likes, and thank you for all of that. The additional dirt on this story is that, so we talked about how Lydia was married, but people didn't know she was married. And then Tim had a girlfriend. Well, apparently, at some point, Tim's girlfriend found out what was going on. And Tim, this was what was relayed to me by Adam, and Tim was given an ultimatum, essentially. And then Tim had to have a stern talking to with Lydia to tell her that the canoodling was going to be discontinued, and that was just going to be the way it was. So, that's additional dirt for you to have, that there was at some point a stern talking to and a come to Jesus, that the shenanigans were no longer going to continue. So it wasn't, my understanding, it was not like a one-off thing. Like, people in the house knew because they could hear it. That was like, you could hear it, like, it wasn't like that big of a house. So there's your additional information that you got I appreciate it, guys. Mount that like button if you haven't already. If Adam's going to tell anyway. He's going to be so mad.
Not. I don't care anymore. I'm done trying to protect that fucking guy. You know, yeah, he helped me build a platform. And in before all these people were like, oh man, you know, you wouldn't be anyone without him. It's like I was someone. I was a professional skateboarder. I was on the top freaking 5 male models. I know it's looks, but you know, like on the planet for like 3 years in a row. I'm a musician.
Adam, you
I'm
were
proud of who
hang
I am.
on.
I love who I am.
Adam, you were not one of the top 5 male models on the planet for 3 years in a row. Come on. Can we be realistic? I'm not saying Adam was not a successful model because he was a successful model. Adam's Abercrombie stuff was very like, you know, come on. Any teenage girl's dream. But you were not in the top 5 male models on the planet, dude. Come on. Let's just rein it in just like a little bit.
I take a stand. I'm proud of taking a stand. You know, it's like I may have not have gotten such a big boost, you know, but you know, that's like diminishing what I did for that show. And he shit on me when he fired me and gave me like 0 exit at all. You know, it's like, and if you knew, you know, the hypocrisy that was going on, it would make me feel a lot better because I feel like you guys would understand why I'm like, not that I grieve it, why I feel spurned, you know, it's like, cause I haven't wanted to talk about it, but I don't know. I'm not saying I'm about to expose it all right now. All right. Keep that in mind. I'm just
too late, Adam.
Maybe I'm
Thank you,
throwing
Alyssa,
the
for
frickin' syrup
suggesting
in the air.
this.
I don't know. Who knows?
Thank you.
I am. Remember, I'm waiting for George to join before we start talking about stuff. V6 Neon says,
what if I was
so
just making all this up?
Of the midterms came in 3 hours ago. Guam elects Republican to Congress for the first time in 32 years. Yeah, I saw that. The first time since like 92 or something.
Already made a mistake in my knitting.
94?
See what you guys are doing to me?
I guess it would be 94 if it's 32 years. It's amazing.
That's what I get for gossiping on the internet. I made a mistake in my knitting that I have to go back and fix.
Amazing. Oh, no, it would be not. I don't know. I think I have an article written about that. No. Oh my gosh. I'm not going to search through my tabs. I don't feel like doing that right now. Oh my gosh. Read.
Okay, I love you. If you are making it up, then why have your lies been consistent with this story for 2 years now? Because I am the most consistent bitch on this platform. I out-consistent Adam. I out-consistent Tim. I am the most consistent bitch on this platform. Change my mind.
Productions over on Rumble says, I live in rural PA. Every election is quiet for me. First time at the ballot box that I've heard harsh language thrown at others because who they were likely to vote for. So disheartening. That is exactly what the Democrats want. They want people thinking you're evil if you're not voting in a certain direction. And like, that's messed up. You know, that's what it's causing. They're the one pushing for political violence. Cello the Sea says, get it off your chest, Adam. We're all here for you. Thank you very much, Cello. I appreciate that.
They're like, spill the tea. Spill the tea. Spill the tea.
Oh, wow. We got a $50 super chat. I got other super chats I'm going to read, but I'm going to read this one right away because, man, $50. Thank you so much, Renee. First stream I make in a while. Keep it up, man. Weather the storm. Things get better. Even though YouTube don't like you, people being here shows you have our support, man. Keep it up and make America great again. Thank you so much. Yeah. I appreciate that a lot. You have no idea. You know, it is disheartening. But I have really been enjoying Rumble. I've had streams where I'm dual streaming on Rumble and YouTube. Now, YouTube, I have 180,000 subs. Rumble, I have 1,500, 1,500. And I've had more people watching me on Rumble than I have on YouTube, which is just crazy. And I'm super grateful for that. You know, Rumble is awesome. I mean, and shout out to the people that have been pushing for me to get on Rumble this whole time. So thank you, Renee. I really appreciate that support. We got. Hold on. Get rid of that. Okay. Georgia Giant Slayer for $20 says Guam just flipped red, electing first non-voting Republican delegate to the U.S. in 30 years. All hail Crigler coffee. Almost there. Nice. All right. He's almost here. looking forward to chatting with George. I know he's been. That guy is just on it. You talk about anything, that guy's aware of it. It's pretty great. Looking forward to it, George. Let me find out where I was at. Just try to keep ahead of all these. Mounted Patrolman. I don't think I read this one. For $10 says he was talking about how people react to you after gaining fame and wealth and becoming evil. To paraphrase, he said a guy I used to skate with and live with for a while was trash talking him online. Well, that sounds a lot like me, although he has no idea the amount of trash talking I could do. Like, I was just being honest.
Oh, I think he's
it's
finding out tonight,
I don't
Adam.
like the truth. What? Because it hurts you. Maybe that's why you booted me off the show, because I made you look foolish.
That's not
often.
why he booted you off the
Because
show.
I didn't just yes man you.
No,
You
I
know?
mean,
I
okay,
don't
hang
care
on.
anymore. Like, what's
Hang on. I am a neutral party in this because I don't really care between the two of them. I'm sorry. Adam is not smarter than Tim. Tim is like significantly smarter than Adam. Now, what I do respect about Adam is Adam would question Tim and he would push back on Tim. So he just didn't take Tim's shit. And I don't think Tim appreciated that. But let's not pretend for one red second that Adam was strong arming Tim like intellectually, because I personally do not believe that that was true. Who would win in a fight, Tim or Adam? I don't know. I feel like Tim probably would, because I feel like Tim would be way more like scrappy than Adam. But I'm not sure. What do you guys think? Let me know in the chat. Who would win a fight?
he gonna do? He doesn't do shit for me. He doesn't talk to me. We don't talk. He didn't reach out to help me do my show. Yeah, he let me use his equipment for a while, because he told me, you know what, this is an exclusive. I don't give a shit. I'm gonna break this. He told me he was gonna fire Lydia and bring me back on the show because Lydia was a problem. Right? And then what did he do? He cucked out and didn't, and continued having her on the panel. By the way, she was a horrible producer. Just trash, man. She was an Instagram model, or Instagram, not model, Instagram nurse who slid into his DMs. Fucking guy.
I don't know if that's true or not. I have no idea.
Anymore. I don't care.
Should have spilled the tea that night,
you
Adam.
wanna know what
Too
talking
late, too
shit
bad,
feels
so
like,
sad.
dude? Fuck out of here. Bobby Lane says, yo, Adam, I've been here since you started the channel. You've been doing great. Have some dollar dues. Thank you, Bobby Lane. I appreciate that. Bobby Lane again says, we all know Timmy kind of sucks. Good job on being your own man from day one. Yeah, I mean, I walked onto that show and sat down, and I was my own man. I always will be. Nothing's going to change. I see some questions in chat. I'm not going to answer those.
Oh, God.
Maybe in my own time. Happy Plague Doctor says, it's okay, Adam. You're over here now. Yeah, I'm feeling great. I love my life. I don't regret a thing, because I maintained myself the entire time.
I think that's true.
Yeah, there's a lot of it's interesting, because there's so much to like go through to really fully explain everything. So I can't just kind of, I just dropped that little bit tidbit, but there's, I don't know, there's just, I can't just be like, this is what happened. It's like there's so many different levels of stuff that went down through. And think about it too. We were all in one house.
So stupid.
In 2020.
Why would you do that?
We couldn't go anywhere. We were stuck
Why
in one
would
house.
you do that?
It was
Can
like
I just
being
make
forced.
like side note, guys, don't live in a frat house in your 30s. Get your own fucking place. There was no reason for all of them to be living in that house like they were in college. I don't know if Tim was trying to make up for like some college experience, or like it's a security thing because he was homeless for a while, and so like once he starts being successful, like he wants to take care of his friends and like stuff like that, make sure like everyone has a place to live and all this stuff. But like don't living in a frat house in college is pathetic. Or not in college. Living in a frat house in college is natural. I misspoke. It's 12:30. Fuck. See, my quick streams are never quick streams. Living in a frat house in your 30s is pathetic. I bought my house at 29. Get your own house. You don't need to necessarily purchase a property. I know it's hard for a lot of people, and I got very lucky with how I got my down payment. But, like, you need to be on your own in your 30s. I'm sorry.
It was like 8 people in that household.
The later
This
it
shit
gets, the
was
more sage life advice
crazy,
I'm going
man.
to give.
I couldn't, we couldn't do anything. We were stuck. And we were in like Blue Town, Jersey, where everything was closed. You couldn't go anywhere. Oh, yeah. I'm sure Lydia said I was evil. She loves me. She had me blocked for a long time until I kind of was pretty spicy. Her new husband, that's right, new husband, because I guess she somehow got a divorce from her previous husband, who I'm gonna throttle my own spiciness right now. Anyway, her new husband
I
posted
have more balls
on
than Tim and Adam
Twitter,
combined.
like that he is now Mr. Sour Patch, and I just wrote, "I'm sorry for your loss." Now I get it, it's a little much, but I don't I know the type of person she is, so I feel bad for anyone married to that wench.
Hang on. That was a horrible thing to say. I'm sorry. People, like, I don't think Lydia is an evil person. I don't think that at all. Just because I don't personally care for Lydia doesn't mean I think Lydia is an evil person. I think Lydia may have done some ill-advised things, like sleeping with your boss. Don't sleep with your boss. See, I told you I give sage life advice after midnight. Don't fuck your boss. Especially when you're living in the same fucking house. And you are married. And your boss has a girlfriend. It is just a bad idea. However, if Lydia is happy, and it does seem like she's found someone that she's happy with, let her be happy. Like, sometimes getting in the right relationship can change you in all the best ways. And by the way, everyone makes stupid mistakes in their 20s. And I think Lydia was in her 20s when this happened. Everyone makes stupid mistakes in your 20s. Your 20s are the time when you're supposed to be making stupid mistakes. So you shouldn't judge people based on the stupid mistakes they made in their 20s for the rest of their lives, because life changes. Lydia has moved on to some compound to prepare for the Civil War, which I think is dumb, but like, it seems like she's like maturing. She wants to have a family. She's settling down. She's probably changed a lot since all this stuff went down 2 years ago. She's lived a lot of life. Just because someone has wronged you does not mean they're a horrible, evil person for the rest of their lives. You know, we have to forgive people, and we have to give people room to grow. I was a goddamn nightmare in my 20s. Thank God I wasn't on the internet in my 20s. Like, oh my God. I was a nightmare. And sure, there are still streams that I do where I yell and I get emotional, because I think that displaying emotions is actually a good thing. It's part of the authenticity that I want to bring to this. But I've mellowed out a lot, man. There's stuff that I did in my 20s that I would never do now. Why? Because I've learned and I've lived life and I've grown. And you have to make mistakes in life for you to learn. The very best way we learn is by experience. So I don't like that. I don't like the amount of shit talking Adam does towards Lydia. I think he needs to get over it, to be honest. Colonel Corn, why are you being so vindictive to Adam and Tim? If people change and have the right to grow, because I feel like it. And I don't think I'm being vindictive. I don't hate Adam, and I don't hate Tim, and I don't hate Lydia, and I want them all to be successful. But I just don't care anymore. I do not care anymore. Maybe Tim should have covered that Don Bulldog story that he damn well should have covered if he was a real fucking journalist. But since he didn't,
You know what? This feels good. It feels good. Like I don't have to fucking hide the shit. I don't know why I was trying to be the bigger man, but I don't care anymore. Like, you know,
at some
like,
point you run out of
fuck those
fucks.
people. They're all assholes. All of them. Yes, all of them. All right, Ian was cool to me. And Andreas was awesome. You know me, Andreas is my homie. And Ian never wronged me. Although he did leave my show to join Tim's show. Ian, I have nothing wrong with Ian. I also have nothing wrong with Luke. Luke never crossed me either, because Luke was there as well.
Oh, Luke has pissed off
So,
some of the libertarians this
Gio,
week. Something fierce. I'll
thank
tell
you for
what.
becoming a member. I appreciate that. Raymond G. Stanley Jr. says, "Are you and you freaking won the downhill skate competition?" Well, no, it wasn't downhill. It was a push race, an underground push race, and I made it to the finish first. And my win was taken away from me. Benjamin Mauser for $10 just sent me a super pear.
Here's where we started the first time.
Jealousy. She just sent a Rumble rant. Said, "So Lydia is basically Kamala Harris." I'm not gonna respond to that.
I mean, that was a pretty on point super chat. Now that I understand the
It's funny,
context, yeah.
That's funny. That made me laugh. Scotty Christy Jones says, "Weird how half pool staff quit or were fired." Yeah, I know a little something about that. Renee, I read that super chat again. Thank you so much for that huge super chat. $50. Wow. Young Lord says, "I agree. Please don't go after each other. It's how they break up your growing influence. It's better you focus on your own greatness. You'll succeed." Thank you. Well, are you talking about, you know, the Democrats trying to divide Republicans and Democrats, or just America?
It was
in
the
general?
eclipse, Shannon. You're right. The eclipse destroyed everything.
We don't communicate anyway. We don't talk anymore.
I agree.
You know what I mean?
I mean, listen. Oh, fuck. God damn it. I didn't mean to do that. No! Go back. No! Oh, no. I fucked up. Oh, no. Hang on.
$50. Wow. Young Lord.
I think I'm back.
To that.
What I wanted to say was, listen, here's the deal. To do my best Joe Biden. Those election results were pretty fucked up. I kind of feel like the world is going to hell in a handbasket. I feel like Democrat control forever is basically assured, and the GOP has no plan to fix it. And sadly, the libertarians can't get their shit together quite that quickly. So you know what? If we are on the long, slow descent into socialism, then fuck it. Like, I'm going to enjoy what I'm doing. And sometimes I like gossipy streams because I'm a woman and that's just what we're prone to do. And so, like, you know what? F it.
It's funny, though.
Tim is not really a libertarian. No, he is not in any way.
That's funny. That made me laugh.
He is not.
Scotty Christy Jones says, "Weird how half pool staff quit or were fired."
Oh, there we go. We are in the right place.
I know a little something about that. Renee, I read that super chat again. Thank you so much for that huge super chat. $50. Wow. Young Lord says, "I agree. Please don't go after each other. It's how they break up your growing influence."
How did Luke piss off the libertarians? Well, both Luke and Tim pissed off the libertarians because of the Don Bulldog story. So, and I'm only speaking about like the libertarians like in New Hampshire, and there's, I mean, I guess some people outside of that know this too. So we had reached out to both Tim and Luke to try to get this story coverage. And even like, I think they're actually more pissed off at Luke than they were at Tim. Because, you know, people were like, Luke is one of us. Luke is one of us. Luke will help. Luke will help. And he didn't in any way. And it really pissed a lot of people off because it's like with libertarians, it's like, you're only kind of, I mean, how do I want to put this? They if you do not act with honor, then you will be on people's shit list very quickly. At least with like the libertarians in New Hampshire, the ones that I'm around, the ones that I am most closely associated with. If you are perceived to act dishonorably, you're not going to be trusted. And there are people, though not everyone, who perceive Luke specifically, because he's claimed the Free State so much, to have acted dishonorably. Now, I'm not speaking for every libertarian in the state of New Hampshire. I'm only speaking about some of the ones that I've spoken to privately, and no, I'm not going to name them. There were absolutely people that were very pissed that Tim did not cover the Bulldog debate story. And I shouldn't even say pissed. It wasn't pissed. They weren't mad. I think that they were extremely disappointed. They felt like one of their heroes had let them down. They felt like they saw a side of Tim that they hadn't seen before. It was disappointing for a lot of people that Tim didn't step up, because a lot of other people did. Styx Hexenhammer did. Styx Hexenhammer talked about it. He may not have done a whole video about it, but he talked about it, which was great. Dave Smith talked about it. Angela talked about it. Spike Cohen talked about it. I'm pretty sure Justin Amash did, though I could be hallucinating that. Maybe I'm thinking of something else. But like, a lot of people talked about what happened at the debate, but Tim didn't. And I think a lot of people were expecting them to, and they just didn't show up when they were needed. So that's why. Styx Hexenhammer won back points with me for talking about it.
Influence. It's better you focus on your own greatness. You'll succeed. Thank you. Well, are you talking about, the Democrats trying to divide Republicans and Democrats, or just America in general? Or are you talking about me and Tim? Because we don't communicate anyway. We don't talk anymore. It's not like, you know what I mean? Yeah, whatever. He's not influencing my my growth at all. You know who is? George. Hold on one second, George. I don't have my headphones on.
Is he still going to keep talking about Tim?
How you doing, brother?
Doing well.
Are they going to move on to other things? I don't even know who this guy
I need
is.
to get my MAGA hat.
Yeah, man. I feel like this is a day for it.
He's got quite a setup. Look at those.
I'll break and go run.
That's a cool setup.
Nice. Yeah, we are gonna. I want to talk about the election.
Hell yeah.
I have a bunch of different things to talk about, but we are not going to do it on YouTube.
Okay.
So in a little bit, I'm gonna talk about a couple things. We're talking about like the blood moon, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
A little bit of Twitter updates. I don't know if you saw, they're gonna do like an official badge underneath the verification.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's different. So they're gonna have like, I don't know. We'll talk about
the celebrity thing you're talking about, because
Yeah,
he's
it's-
removing
it's-
all the blue, so it's going to be like, it'll say celebrity, public figure. So
yeah. It's interesting. It's
Yeah.
interesting.
I'm glad they got rid of
I'm gonna
that.
finish reading these super chats real quick, just so I can have.
I sent
we
you a
can
good
have
one.
less. I did. I read it. Yeah, the Guam. Are you talking about Guam's flipping?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, I mean, first time in 30 years, 32 years. Like that's pretty. I mean, that's an interesting sign. It feels like. I mean, I'll just say the amount of outpour for people getting in these lines and voting is amazing. That people are talking. I mean, from what I'm seeing, right, the lines are longer than ever before. They're waiting. Of course, the machines aren't working in many places. In all of the most
Exactly.
All the same places.
Exactly. This is exactly the point. And this is why it is so infuriating to me that neither of them said anything. Luke can't claim he's exposing corrupt politicians when he doesn't expose Don Bolduc lying about lying about getting assaulted by a libertarian on the debate and all over conservative media. And Luke had the footage. Luke knew about this. Tim knew about this. You cannot even like claim to be exposing corruption when you have corruption handed to you on a silver platter, impacting libertarians in the most libertarian state in the country. Please, please.
Places, you know, that same thing that happened last time. It's all the same freaking
I know.
shit, man.
But
I'm
you
like,
had MAGA Mama and MAGA Daddy
come on.
who just put out about an hour ago his tweet we talk about on Rumble. He put it on Truth Social. What to do?
Yeah, well, yeah, we'll talk. We'll get into the election stuff
Yep.
in a little bit. Ellie Maggie Molly's Mumsy. That's a very fun name. Says, glad to see you're doing well. Hang in there, and your audience will grow. Thank you, Maggie, or Molly, or Molly's Mumsy, or Ellie. I don't know. All three. Thank you. Brad W says, honestly, ask your mother what to do. Expertise, or excuse me, experience. My mom would just support whatever I feel is best for me. I feel like that's what I would do. Mr. Squiggles. What's up, Mr. Squiggles? You don't have to tell us, but if you decide to, we're here for you, bro, and we got your back. Do whatever makes you feel better. F it. Well, I'll be honest. Just saying the few things that I just dropped today, I feel a lot better.
You're gonna feel a lot better after
Did
this,
I miss
Adam.
something as I was running into the house? Because I was listening to you all the way up.
Yeah, I mean, I don't care about hiding secrets of the Timcast castle anymore.
Gotcha.
I just kind of feel like, you know, people are probably just going to try to clip some of the stuff I've said today and make videos on it. And it's like, I should just preemptively just clip it myself and post it, you know, because like, I don't know. I want, I don't want people making money off me, you know, It's like, or my story, but I feel like I need to tell it. I feel like I'm like, you know what? I really feel like people would understand my position a lot more instead of, because there's still people that think that I left.
I should do a
because I was
reaction.
demanding money, or because I was.
Who thinks I should type Y into the chat if you think I should do a reaction to Adam telling the story about why he was fired? We can maybe even do, if he does it live, we can do a meta stream where I can be live reacting to Adam's live stream where he's telling what's happened. Type Y into the chat if you would like me to do that.
You know, I don't know, whatever the hell they're thinking. You know, a lot of people don't know. No one, not one
Look
person
at all those Ys
out on the internet has actually
you guys
figured
gossip.
it out.
Oh,
you know, and it's like, and
really?
when they hear it, they're gonna be like, "Damn,
really, Adam? No
like,
one figured it out."
Anyway, J-Ross says it's good to let this out, man. Looking forward to the day you tell all. Also, even the moon has gone red. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that in a second. Felix Rufus says 50% failure rate on those Dominion machines. Can we sue that company for fraud yet? Yeah, see, like, I don't understand why we're even using Dominion, but we're going to talk about that. I don't want to get into it yet. Alex McGuire, I don't know if I said your name right, but for $10 says, I missed the good old
So here's what needs to happen then. Someone needs to pay attention to what Adam is announcing insofar as the content of his streams, and you need to let me know. My DMs are open on Twitter. I look at DMs from everyone. Okay, so if Adam has scheduled the stream to talk about this, someone has to let me know so we can do a meta stream. Meta streams are the best because meta streams are where I live stream someone else's live stream and I react to them in real time. I've only ever done a meta stream when people are doing a stream about me. So they'll do a live stream where they're gossiping about me and usually lying because they're too dumb to understand what the truth is. And like, I will live stream them gossiping about me and respond in real time. But I'm totally willing to meta stream this. But someone has to let me know when he's doing it. Okay. I can't be responsible for everything. You guys have to take responsibility for this too. No, a meta stream is just basically where I'm live streaming someone else's live stream to gossip about their live stream. That's all it is. And sometimes they find out that I'm live streaming them. Well, I'm live streaming them, and then it turns into like a meta stream where they're like talking to me through their live stream and I'm reacting. It gets silly sometimes. It does.
Days, or the old days of you and Tim, but I love Adam Uncensored. I hope you guys can come to terms and be friends again. but I would never want you to go back.
I don't think that's going
Keep
to
being
happen.
awesome, brother. I don't think that's going to happen, honestly. I mean, he made it clear to me that, because I actually leveraged our friendship. I was like, dude, we've known each other a long time. We're trying to do this. And he basically was like, we haven't known each other that long. And I'm like, the fuck are you talking? Are
That's
you serious?
horrible.
Like, you just said that to me? Like, all right. All
That's
right,
actually
dude.
horrible. That was kind of a dick move by
Damn.
Tim.
You know, so it's like, I'm not even
See, I
protecting
really
a
don't feel that
friend,
bad now. I really
you know,
don't.
because
Tim's
he
kind of an
basically
asshole.
shit on me and said, we're not actually friends. It's like, all
Wow.
right, dude. You know, your brother tried to sue you. Your brother tried to freaking shut our stream down multiple times. He stole from me. Tim's brother stole from me, stole my shit, and stole Tim's shit and left the house.
Really?
And then he gave his brother a huge position in the company like months after I was fired. And I'm like, are you serious? You're gonna give your brother a fucking job after all the shit he's done, but you're not gonna bring me back? Like, what the fuck, man? Dude.
The problem is in life that always happens. You have people who change; they forget where they come from. That's the sad part. But it actually reveals the truth. It's just like when you have dark circumstances. You know, something challenging happens in life. You have two choices.
Yeah.
Even when you cannot accomplish it, when you can't overcome it, then it turns inward. You challenge yourself and who you're going to be. A lot of people forget that. They figure once they get to a certain level, it's just something happens to them. I think they get too many people around them, feed their ego, and they just slowly start disconnecting. I've just seen it too many times.
Yeah, it is Chris. You guys are asking his brother Chris. His other brother is awesome. I know Tim's. I'm like, I've lived with both of his brothers. Like, I know Tim's family. Like, acting like we're not friends, but it's like him.
If
I
Tim
like his
actually
older
did that,
brother.
that
His
was a
older
really
brother's
dick
dope.
move.
You know, no one knows about his older brother, but like he lived with us in Miami, and dude was awesome. Really like that guy. I'm not going to out who he is, but Mark Guidetti, Tim was talking about a leftist friend. These people need to stop causing drama. Oh, well, no. The drama was something he caused that has been hovering over me for a long time. And I feel like I need to let it off my chest.
Do it.
That has nothing to do with them. And I'm not saying any of this shit because someone alluded to the fact that Tim may have called me evil. I don't believe that he did. I don't believe that he would. So it's not about that. And I understand someone said it was probably talking about Emily, which makes a lot of sense. So Metastep celebrating 18 months. Thank you,
Metastep. I know
Metastep. You,
Metastep.
Adam. People just hear what they want to hear instead of listening. I know, guys, I don't.
Metastep. Are you cheating on me with Adam? I'm just kidding, Metastep. You can watch whoever you want. I don't know if you're here tonight, but Metastep is around quite a bit.
I don't believe that I don't believe that he called me evil. I don't believe that. Don't worry about that.
It's like when Ego Brain was cheating on
Blood
me
or
with Deb.
Water says Tim Pool is Shia LaBeouf 2.0 or Sam from Transporters.
No.
A bold-headed mole. I don't really understand that, but okay. Alec Nargard, done after seeing Tim treat Lord Miles like dirt. I don't watch the show, so I must have missed whatever that is. That Simple Note, celebrating 2 months, says Lydia did 9/11. Gosh. Insanity Pepper says, I think it all started when I asked you on Timcast if Tim could be a model, and you said no.
Tim couldn't be a
Did
model.
that
He's
happen?
not tall
I don't
enough.
even remember that.
And no hair.
But I mean, come on, look at the guy. You know, I don't know. Anyway, I still would say no. Holly Movie Star says,
That
if
was
you're gonna
mean.
speak, say it in a song, bud. I mean, I don't know.
That would be funny if Adam wrote a song.
I'm not gonna do it in a song. It feels,
I will say this.
silly.
Yeah.
Holy
Okay, I'm a neutral third party. I don't really care. Adam is a better musician than Tim. Tim is much smarter than Adam, but Adam is a significantly better musician than Tim. They both have their own brand of genius. Adam is a better singer. Adam is a better songwriter. I'm sorry. I said what I said. But Tim is much smarter than Adam, so it like evens out.
Holy shit, we've got a huge Rumble rant for $100. Never obsolete. Thank you so much. Says, damn, I'm glad you finally spoke some truth about what happened. People need to know what happened. I met a guy when who worked with me last year who ran into Tim at Occupy Wall Street and said he was full of it. Now, don't get me wrong. Tim is a very smart guy. and works very hard and does a good job on information, right? That's so I don't necessarily believe Tim's full of it. Like, he is very good at his job and works more than anyone else I know. Like, I've lived with him for many different times. We've lived together and I've seen how hard he works. So like, I that doesn't mean that you have good social skills or you are loyal to friends or you have respect for others. Or, you know what I mean?
You aren't loyal
there's like
either, Adam.
being good at your job versus being a good human being are two completely different things. So thank you very much, Never Obsolete. I appreciate that. And I am not done. There's so much that, from what I said today, that's like an appetizer, guys. You have no idea the amount of shit that was going on in the house. And it's like, and people have been upset with me. There was one, I don't want to expose her story, but obviously it's a female. I just admitted that, but was mad at me because Daily Beast was trying to write a hit piece on him using, information that they heard and needed someone to collaborate it. Corroborate? I hate that word.
Corroborate. Yeah.
Yeah. And I wouldn't do it. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna friggin' say shit to these people. They wrote that hit piece on Tim about the cat. The truth about cats, and I don't remember that.
Adam actually did tell me, and I don't know if it ever happened, but I don't think it did. Adam did tell me that there was supposed to be a much worse hit piece coming out on Tim than what came out with the cat story. But I don't know if it ever came out.
The name of the article, but what about the NDA that they wanted you to sign? I have it right here.
Oh,
It's in my desk. I never signed it. I never signed an NDA.
He did
so
ask
I don't
him.
owe them shit.
I certainly never signed an
And
NDA.
actually, I'll read some of the NDA and I'll explain why I didn't sign it. He was trying to get into that a different time, actually. Renee, again, thank you very much for 20. Says, hopping.
This is what Adam did before and after, like, almost every single stream I did with him. He did what he's doing tonight, which is like, and again, I never asked Adam for this information because I don't think it was any of my business and I didn't really care. But like, Adam would just, like, out of nowhere shit talk Tim and then just give like little bits of like he did this, but I can't talk about that, and he did that, but I can't talk about. He would do this all the time. And I was just like, I mean, I was going to listen. Like, if someone's going to tell me information, I'm going to listen to them. But I didn't ask for it. And it was just like, it was so frustrating. It was like, Adam, if you want to move on from Tim, then fucking just move on.
Hoping the border goes red and do what you want to do about the time thing. Talk if you want and don't if you don't want to. I think Tim owes you more than for his show than you owe him. Thank you for that. Yeah, I kind of was just ghosted on that front, wasn't I?
Thank you. I know you're a few hours behind, Bo Stoker. Thanks for the tea drop. I'm behind a few hours. Just figured I'd support the truth. Well, you're gonna hear it. At least what was articulated to me by Adam. So it is entirely possible, and I need to leave space for this. It is entirely possible that Adam lied or made things up. I am articulating what I was told by him.
NYBSFP. I don't know if you say that in a specific way, but for $10 says, mate, you're in too deep now. Rip off the bandage. I know. Yeah. No, well, today I wasn't even, like, I want to talk about Twitter, this blood moon, and the election. I'm like, maybe the MAGA beanie kind of like rustled some shit when I put it on.
It's bass in the brain.
Yeah, right. I Am Werewolf says, off topic, Oculus creator made a real life Nerve Gear VR set in honor of Sword Art Online start date. The series goes into AI and future tech. Check it out. I know. I actually have that article. and I was going to talk about. I think I was.
So there was this idea. Let me ask you guys, since I have a pretty good audience. I had this idea, and I think it was supported by like some of my locals members, to do kind of like a sometimes nightly stream where I do stuff like this and I gossip about like other content creators, and we were gonna call it Nitwits or something like that, because I was gonna knit at night and talk about like other gossip creator or other gossip creators. Fair enough. Is that something like? And I used to do these Sassy Saturday streams with Alex. I don't know if I don't know if I want. I don't know if I want to bring that back, Sassy Saturday specifically. But if this is content that you guys enjoy, I am more than happy to every once in a while. I mean, we're gonna do the real stuff too. Like I do serious streams all the time. But like every once in a while, it can be fun to do a little bit more of a lighthearted, gossipy stream. I'm open to doing it if you guys would like it. Let me know.
Was going to wait until
I do like the idea of
solo.
calling it Nitwits too, with
It's
knitting.
just kind of a funny thing to talk about when I'm just kind of hanging out, just me and you guys. The Last Crow celebrating 15 months says, regardless of whether you share your story or not, I respect that you move forward to create your own thing. Go with what your gut tells you. Thank you. I will. I appreciate that. Mark Guidetti says, the drama I'm talking about is the evil comment. As
you
for
guys
the dirt,
like the drama.
as to why he stupidly fired you, we will all want to hear it. Yeah, well, you know what? You will. You'll hear it all in time. Okay. Thank you guys for all that amazing support. I was not expecting that. And that was not why I was even saying any of this shit. Like I'm finding out that I need to get the shit off my chest for me. Like I always kind of told myself, like it's not going to benefit me to like expose the shit.
Oh,
but it
my
is.
God.
It is going to benefit me. I'm going to feel better. I'm going to feel like
I
people
stole Adam's
understand
thunder, and I
why
feel so
I
bad.
had to leave that place.
He probably has more than I do,
after
though.
months, because Tim told me we were going to continue. Like
Right.
he was gonna bring me back on the show. Then he offered, and then he was like, oh yeah, but I'm not gonna pay you anymore. It's like, the fuck? Like, why would I do it then? People are gonna be hyped to see me back on, but you're not gonna pay me.
That would have been
What
bullshit
I
if
was
Tim
getting
didn't
paid
pay him.
before, even though I'd be in the same position. Like, no, get the fuck out of here. I'm definitely not gonna do that. I know.
If Tim wanted Adam to come back on the show but refused to pay him, I'm sorry, that is bullshit. Tim Pool is printing money. He can damn well afford to pay people that are helping him to print money. They could have worked out some sort of deal or arrangement that was based on like the super chat level or something like that, or viewership or whatever the hell. But for Tim to expect Adam to work for free, I'm sorry, is bullshit.
Know what I'm worth, and I'm not going to accept anything less than what I'm worth. So, and none of you should either.
No, never. That's how people start feeling like
that's
whores.
good
It's
advice.
because they start accepting value lower than what they are. No, you never do that ever. Because when you follow that path, it's a dead end road. You hate yourself, you resent everyone around you.
Absolutely. All right. Let's talk about this blood moon. Okay. We'll start with the blood moon.
So is there any more? Does anyone know?
Today, and it is dope. All right. It's all red. Let me show this picture of you guys, or picture for you.
Does anyone know if there's more of this on the stream?
Beautiful.
Look at that moon.
Yeah. Right in time. Right on time. Yes.
Right on time. Uh-huh.
The universe is saying red wave.
On Tuesday, we will witness the last.
Yeah, I think that's probably it too. Could this situation be what pushed Adam into to betrayal for profit, aka perpetually perpetrating psychological abuse? I don't think Adam perpetually perpetrates psychological abuse. He says more, well, we're not watching any other stream tonight. I am done. I'm retired. It's 1 a.m. So we're not watching any additional stream tonight. No, I don't think Adam is psychologically abusive. I just don't. Listen, here's what I think. I think that Lydia and Tim and Adam are young. Some younger than others. I think that when you are living in a house with other young people, God, I sound like my fucking parents. I'm like, and when I went to school, I walked uphill both ways in the snow with shoe boxes for shoes or something like that. No, I have more life experience than all three of them, just because I'm older, as a function of being older. when you are young, you are going to do stupid things. You should do stupid things when you're young. The time for doing stupid things is when you're young, especially when you're living in a house with other people. I don't think that Tim is a bad person. I don't think that Adam is a bad person. I don't think that Lydia is a bad person. I think all three of them, both as individuals and collectively, have made stupid mistakes. And I also think that all three of them are, in their own unique ways, not inclined to take responsibility for their stupid mistakes. I think that all of them need to cut the shit, get around a fucking table, open some whiskey, and talk to each other and work out their differences. That's what I think actually needs to happen. Because I think there's probably a lot of hurt feelings among all three of them, but particularly between Tim and Adam. And if Tim actually said to Adam, we haven't really been friends that long, I'm sorry, that's bullshit. They have lived together multiple times. There is no universe in which the two of them weren't friends. And I think that my perception from a complete outside perspective and only hearing things through Adam was that the friendship deteriorated over stupid shit in which they were both being stubborn. They need to stop being stubborn, have a conversation, try to come to some amicable agreement. Maybe they become friends again, maybe they don't. Not all friendships are meant to last forever. But to me, this was just like a constant miscommunication and ridiculousness and jealousy and all sorts of other bullshit wrapped into one. And somehow I found out about all this, even though I really shouldn't have. It was none of my business in the first place. But since I no longer care, and all three of them are on my shit list, I'm going to monetize that. I probably should have done it 2 years ago, to be honest. But no, I was like, play nice. But Tim not covering that Bulldog debate story was the final fucking straw for me and Tim Pool. I don't give a fuck anymore. And I'm glad I preempted Adam. And now you know what happened. Adam probably has way more to the story, though. There's probably like way more. And if you guys tell me when he's doing this stream to spill the tea, then I'll meta stream it. Fuck it. You guys want my reaction to this? Fuck it. Like, we can do fun things too. We do hard stuff a lot of times. And so we can do fun things too. All right, guys, that's all I have for this evening. Just as a reminder, tomorrow at 5 p.m. on my second channel, youtube.com/activelyunwoke, we will be having happy hour. The link is in the description below. Happy hour is where we watch an uber woke training or video, and we have some beers or other assorted drinks. You can drink whatever you want, and we talk about it, and we analyze what the woke left is doing. I firmly believe that people who watch happy hour understand more about the woke left than anyone else on the planet, to include every single journalist. We understand what they're doing because we watch their training, we watch their videos from start to finish. Saturday in my community, just to remind everyone, Saturday, my community supporters, and you can support me at activelyunwoke.com on Locals or Patreon. We are doing Bitchcraft on Saturday in my community at 3 p.m. You can join and do any craft you like. Of course, knitting is preferred as the far more superior craft, but you can crochet, you can quilt, you can paint, you can draw, you can clean your gun, you can fold laundry. I don't really care, but you can come hang out with us on Saturday at 3 p.m. On Saturday evening, we're going to do Socialism Saturday. Socialism Saturday is coming back, where we watch actual socialism and we talk about that. And if you've never watched real socialism before, I promise you it is next level lunacy. And then on Sunday, in the supporter Discord, hosted by John Morgan, we are doing movie night. We're going to be watching Coraline. I've never seen it before. This is John Morgan's favorite movie. And so that's going to be showing on Sunday in the supporter Discord. And in order to become a supporter, head over to activelyunwoke.com/support. You can join via Patreon or Locals. I recommend Locals, but Patreon's cool too, man. And you can come and get access to the supporter Discord and join us for Coraline. When is that socialism again? Usually 6 o'clock. I usually do Socialism Saturdays starting at 6 p.m. That's kind of my plan. And just keep an eye on the channel. I will schedule the stream. And if you haven't seen Socialism Saturday before, I have a whole playlist that you can access on the main page of the channel to see what Socialism Saturday is all about. But it's crazy. If you want a preview into the dystopia that is coming our way, you need to come to Socialism Saturday. We are getting the talking points of the Democratic Party 5 years before they become the talking points of the Democratic Party. All right, guys, please mount that like button on the way out the door. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And let me know when Adam is doing that stream where he's spilling his tea, and we'll see what's what. All right, guys, take care. We'll see you soon. Have a good rest of your night.